got Ty City in the building.
Oh.
So it's extravaganza today, but continue. We're gonna get Ty. We're gonna talk about it. I just want to make sure you.
Tommy Hearns. I mean, the only thing about Shakur is he's gonna play defense to a point where he may not get stopped, but Tommy's gonna win like 12-0 zip.
No.
And he can't. And Shakur got to avoid that right hand. That right hand land, Shakur's going to sleep.
No, I think what happened is the referee would be like, "Dude, you're gonna have to fight, man. You can't be running around the ring like Martin was with his fight Tommy Hearns.
You disqualified." So Sugar Ray Leonard and Devin Haney, I think that's the more interesting one. I just think that anything that Devin Haney can do, I think Sugar Ray Leonard can do better. But I think this one has to, at least the potential. If it's any of these fights that has the potential to really like go the distance, is this one. It's this one. But I feel like Leonard, being the guy that he is, eventually he's gonna smell blood. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna, pretty much son Devin Haney.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I had to comment on was Duran and Tank, because there was a comment that Tank would pose a threat to Roberto Duran. Me, I don't see it. I think it's a difference between Duran getting hit by Tommy Hearns and Duran getting hit by Tank. There's two different types of power. Plus that when you look at like some of Tank's fights, how he waits on that one punch. It's almost like he has to build his confidence up before he stops you. It's almost like he's kind of a front runner. And then with the Roach fight, you have a guy who is not even a puncher, but he's backing you up. He's making you uncomfortable. Duran is all that. So to me, I feel like Duran might make Tank quit in 6 rounds. Like quit. Like,
it's going 6? I ain't even think it's going that far.
He's gonna quit. I just know that Tank is gonna quit. He's gonna quit, and he ain't gonna be on the stool. He's gonna quit in the middle of the round, maybe round 5 in the middle. Just say, hey, I don't want no. He gonna go now. I want no mas.
We don't have enough intestinal fortitude for that guy. I'm gonna get your comments in the section in the second show. Ty, what's good, good brother? Talk to me.
Salute. What we discussing?
Well, we just want to know how you doing so far. You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't talked to you in a while. So
man. Yeah, man. Glad to be on, man. So let me just hop in with these guys, talk some boxing. Yeah, everything been going good with me, man. Been going good, man.
That's what's happening, man. Yes, sir. I'm listening. Salute. All right, Sheldon, talk to me, man. What do you think about these matchups right here?
Okay, so we taking Marvin out, of course, and we put in certain Wilfred Benitez, Garcia, knockout.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna knock Garcia out. Garcia doesn't have the footwork, the stamina to keep up with Benitez, and he doesn't have the delivery system to get that hook to the target. Benitez will probably stop him.
Wait. What if Ryan give him that shoulder roll he'd like to do?
Maybe he gets stopped early. Now, Hearns and Shakur Stevenson. Do I need to say anything? I shouldn't have to say anything. It's knockout. Sugar Ray is going to knock out Devin Haney because Sugar Ray, people think Sugar Ray was just a pretty boy. Sugar Ray was a destroyer. He's coming to get you. If you didn't fight, he was coming to knock you out. Sugar Ray's going to knock him out maybe within 7 or 8. And Duran's going to knock out Tank maybe around. Tank's a tough guy. We'll give Tank 8 or 9 rounds, but Duran eventually is going to knock him out.
Make sure you hit that like and sub if you haven't done so already. You got your boy over there, Bruce. He says, "What's up, guys? What up, Bruce? Everything good with you?
What's up, bro?
Everything good with you?" Ty, you got a dog in this fight right here. As far as what you think would happen between these 4 matchups, we swap Hagler for Wilfredo Benitez. Those guys might have been a little bit before your time, though.
Yeah, they are before my time, but man, all those guys up top are legends, man. Like, Dan heard about them. We got so many politics, Tank not fighting the best, putting rehydration clause on the guy. So I mean, all the guys up top to me wins. They beat all the guys on the bottom. Yes, sir.
Talk to me about this then. Let's because this might be a little bit too much for old Tank. And I ain't giving Tank no 9 rounds because I think Tank, he always has to have the advantages against guys. When he doesn't see any chinks in Duran's armor, it's going to be a wrap. He's going to try to figure out. You see, so that's why I say I don't think it's gonna go that far. As soon as he see that dude coming like he was coming against Buchanan, then it's a done dot. All right, but now these guys right here, what would happen? You know, I'm gonna remove Floyd because we know Floyd was got to get busy, man. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao, prime Manny Pacquiao, prime Cesar Chavez, Julio Cesar Chavez. What will happen in those fights with old Tank?
He loses all three.
You agree with that, Bill? Is Bill still there? Or he on that Flint Wi-Fi? Gotta watch Bill Wi-Fi, man. You on that?
Yeah, he loses all three.
Loses all
he doesn't
three.
Beat any of those guys. Yeah, he doesn't beat any of those guys.
All right, Ty, talk to me.
Man, I got everybody on the body beating Tank, man. Pacquiao in his prime was just too fast, man.
Too dynamic.
And of course, you seen like once he even started fighting the bigger guys, he was stopping them. You know what I mean? So yeah, Pacquiao, it's too explosive, too fast, good with the footwork. Of course, you know Mayweather is when he was Mayweather at the time would be Pretty Boy. So when he became Money May, you know he was the technician, but Pretty Boy with Bank, like we seen what he did with Gotti. So I got everybody on the bottom. Chavez had so many fights, too much experience. So everybody on the bottom beats Tank.
And he got an iron chin on Chavez, and he got heavy hands. But let me say this, man. I'm gonna go off course a little bit because yesterday, you know, I went out. I was checking out some of those World Cup games and things like that. I had a really good time. Very, very good birthday weekend. But for the most part, man, I was in the house like LL when he played Marion. You understand what I'm saying? So when I was in the house, I was checking out old Floyd Mayweather, man. And so some of the fights that I took a look at, I looked at the Baltimore fight. I looked at the Gotti fight. I said, this dude right here had some unrealistic expectations for him. If you get a chance, if you haven't watched those in a while, go back and listen to what the announcers are saying. They want this dude. He was whooping on Baltimore in the 5th round. He was hitting this guy with a lead right hand, but he was doing it like he was embarrassing him. Like I can just hit you with this all the time. Boom. And then he'll go ahead and come back a little, boom, then he hit him again. So by the time they get to the 9th round, now mind you, Baltimore walks around probably 30 pounds heavier than Floyd. Like Floyd wasn't really a 147-pound fighter at that time. He was just moving up to that weight class. He looked very small. They like, well, he need to sit there and give the fans what they want to see. And this, I'm like, isn't it on the big dude to try to figure out a way to make things a little bit more tougher on the smaller guy? And they had Emmanuel Stewart talking that nonsense too. I said, this is crazy. And I'm like, when people talk about he's a runner, I'm like, you must then watch these fights right here because he ain't running at all. Anyway, shout out to old Floyd, man.
Let's go back to Tank Davis versus these three dudes. So
yes, sir.
I feel like Pacquiao is probably the only one that Tank would possibly have a chance against because of the power. But for him to set that shot up, I think he's gonna. I think Tank is the type of guy that's gonna think too much. And if you're thinking too much against a Pacquiao, you're not really trying to really force, a counter on him. Like even what's my man Marquez. Marquez had to take a lot of risks just to to have a style to give Pacquiao trouble. And plus, to be the same size, because Tank don't have the height and length of somebody like a Floyd to move around and give Pacquiao that type of trouble. So I can see Pacquiao stopping, Tank late. Mayweather will have a field day with Tank, chew him up. Pretty Boy is gonna stop him in 6. He's gonna chew him up. I feel like Money Mayweather will just frustrate Tank. Tank might want to quit and might not quit. You know what I'm saying? But he's going to want to quit because of the frustration. But Pretty Boy Floyd stops Tank within 6 rounds. Chavez, Tank quits again. He's going to quit against a Chavez. So he doesn't beat none of these guys at their best. Might not be at his best. He don't beat none of these guys.
No. Pacquiao, I would have to heavily favor. I mean, you always got a puncher's chance. But at the same time, Manny Pacquiao, because again, I can't give you credit for something that you haven't done. You've never challenged yourself against the top dudes. I've seen Manny do it all the time. Like when he was coming up like a whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is fighting all of these tough, all-time great caliber type dudes. And he's dusting a lot of these dudes off.
Think Tank versus Morales. Morales would beat the brakes off of Tank.
Yeah, that'd be tough, man. You talking about El Terrible?
Yeah, Eric Morales.
Yeah, El Terrible was a cold dude, man. But again, that's that era. That era just has so many different, guys who have slightly different styles to them too. You know what I'm saying? But Tank wouldn't have did that. Tank would have been trying to get like one of them smaller guys to come up. He's trying to fight what's my man name? Ricardo Lopez or somebody like that. But yeah, man, it's the baddest boxing podcast. So make sure you hit the like and sub also for Legend, man. Legend be putting in that work. And then again, hit the like and sub on both channels. We don't want to run these dudes off. You understand what I'm saying? So you ain't got to debate them today. Go ahead and talk to them pleasantly so that they'll stick around. All right. I got 2 days left. You see where I'm gonna be, man. This time I'm chilling. I'm at the Fairmount. I'm using some of my points, so this is gonna be more of a luxurious trip where I'm gonna just fall back a little bit because I need the break. Ty, I've been busy, man. This whole summer I've been doing interviews and things like that. Hopefully this week or the following week I'll hear something. You got to hear something soon because the school year is right around the corner. If they're gonna hire you for one of those positions, that you got to be prepped for the upcoming year. So hopefully I hear something soon. I'll try to put my best foot forward. So we'll see how the chips fall when it comes to that. But in the meantime, in between time, I work so hard that I have to give myself a little bit of time to have some rest and relaxation. So that's what I plan on doing out there. I'm not standing there, but I'm on that strip right there where you see, but I'm at on the opposite end, the right side. I'm way down there. It's like overlooking that beach. It's a beautiful spot. I'm gonna take a few pictures and let you fellas see. So I'm leaving 5:40. So I got enough time to get some things done. You understand what I'm saying? So anywho, today is the 19th. I'm just gonna briefly go over these with you guys. I'm not gonna pull up the video footage of it, but today is July 19th. What I mentioned was a couple fights that took place. Now, one of the fights is 3 fights. One fight was of a guy who's going to fight next week, which is going to be TSZYU. This was the second fight against Fundora. Talk to me, Vail. What do you remember about that fight, man?
Fedora beating the brakes off his.
Do you think the first fight had some residue on it?
A little bit, because Zoo was never the same after that. And when I first saw that first fight, I thought, okay, the cut may have had something to do with it. But it seems like Zoo was just never the same. Maybe it's more than the cut. It's like maybe it's the punishment he was taking while he was cut. And Fedora seemed to be more confident by the second time he got in there with Zoo. So yeah, it was basically and I think this is after Zoo lost to was it
Bakram,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already kind of damaged. It wasn't going to get better fighting Fedora at his best after Fedora been improving, for the last few years.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that fight happened a couple years back. Ty, talk to me about this fight last year. This was that night. So yeah, Manny Pacquiao coming back after several years off, and he was taking on Mario Barrios. My question to you, Ty, do you think that Pacquiao won that fight, or would you have given him the nod over Barrios?
To be honest, I don't think Pacquiao really won. He did great. Don't get me wrong. He looked good for his age, but I think that the fans were just so happy to see Pacquiao back, because I remember he was coming in throwing shots that weren't really landing, and the fans were just cheering him on. But at the same time, I felt Barrios held back because he felt like he was in the ring with a legend, and he was just taking it easy on, hey, I'm fighting an old man. So, but I felt like Barrios could have did better as a champion. But yeah, so all around, it was good to see Manny back in there. But I really wasn't happy with the fight. Like I said, I just felt the crowd was cheering him on when he wasn't landing shots, and Barrios just held back. So I wasn't too impressed with the fight. But I don't think Pacquiao really won it.
The most disappointing to me, I remember in that fight, was Mario Barrios. His corner kept telling him, like, dude, stop touching gloves. Stop showing so much respect to him. Then as soon as the round started, he touching gloves when he was like, you want to hug him and stuff like that. So he's like, he was in awe of being in the ring with that legend. And then earlier that day, last year on the 19th, Shelton, do you remember this fight right here? Usyk and Dubois too?
Of course I do. You know I remember that fight.
What do you recall about that fight?
Usyk just put a stamp on it. Showed you this dude does not belong in here with me. You get this dude out of here in 5 rounds.
Was that the most?
Hit this dude with a shot he don't see. This dude is not very good.
Was that the most dominating performance you've seen from Usyk?
No. He was supposed to do that to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois wasn't skilled enough. The most dominating performance to me was the second AJ fight, because he actually had to go through some adversity in that fight and come back and put it on AJ and damn near stopped AJ. So, yeah, that's his most impressive performance. Him beating Fury, I wasn't impressed because I never gave Fury a chance to beat him. Fury's too slow. It's too slow to beat that guy.
Yeah. Wow. Can I chime in on that?
Talk to me.
Man, like Usyk really impressed me with that fight, because like everybody had, their thoughts was, was the first fight, the low blow, was he faking it? Was he trying to buy time? So that was his chance to go in there and correct that wrong, shut the fans up. And what did he do? Man, he caught Dubois with that shot. Once Dubois got up, what did he do? He went straight to the corner. He didn't get up like, hey, man, I want to continue to fight. He walked straight to the corner. Like, that was a bad knockout. So, man, Usyk really impressed me, showed me his skill set in that fight. So he showed us why, he was the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And far as Pacquiao and Barrios, I meant to say, the fight was a draw, so I was cool with that decision.
And then, Bill, was that the most impressed that you were with Usyk in that Dubois fight?
I would say so, because I felt like Dubois had improved up to that point. He kept improving, and of course there was that question over the body shot. But Usyk he basically put it on. I didn't pick Dubois to win, but I thought it'd be at least a more interesting fight than their first fight. And the same thing happened. And it's almost like the same thing happened without the body shot, and Usyk just did more. So.
Yeah, no, that was like. Because why I was so impressed in that fight was because of the fact that was the most aggressive I saw him early in a fight. You know what I'm saying? He was willing to exchange with Dubois. But I think that, with a master like that, a master pugilist, what they're able to do is if you give them that second go around, then they're going to find out some of your weaknesses and some of your flaws, and they're going to take advantage of that. And that's exactly what he did. So he proved that he had to be top 1, top 2 pound for pound with that performance at that particular time. Shout out to old Usyk. Today is National Ice Cream Day, man. Fellas, go ahead and get you a scoop, man. Also National Play Day. So we can have a good time, man. You can joke around a little bit. It's National Daiquiri Day.
National Play Day.
Play Day. Right. Be a little playful. You understand what I'm saying? And then also National Daiquiri Day. So we ain't have to get you a daiquiri, but get you a little sip. You understand what I'm saying? And then also get you one because my birthday was Thursday. So you go ahead and celebrate. And I said that I'm going to continue to celebrate as long as I get birthday wishes on social media. So as soon as I got that last one this morning, I said, I'm going to turn up one last time. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure you go ahead and donate to the machine, man. If you want to go ahead and put something in that cash up, get your boy Capri and out there in Rio de Janeiro. You understand what I'm saying? Over there on Copacabana Beach, right? And she just texted me just a second ago, asked me what time I'm getting there. I'll be there, baby. And then also donate the Tank Davis best supporter, and that's LaVelle Jackson right there. That's his telephone numbers. Text him, and then go ahead.
But I'll take your money though.
Yeah, he'll shoot you one of them shirts right there. He probably give you one of them chains. I mean, not chains, but bracelets over there too. All right, man. Hit the like and sub button. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. I'm gonna start with Ty on this right here. Yesterday, you had Pacheco. He stopped Emmanuel Lean in the main event. And then it strengthens his title push some would say. But what did you see, Ty? I saw what you put in the chat earlier. But let's go ahead here, your bird's eye view in terms of what you saw.
Yeah, I just felt like from the first round to the last, like Pacheco, his reach, like I said, he reminds me of a shorter, more skilled Fundora. Like he knows how to use his reach. He pops off with the jab, and he kept doing it. You know, he kept his distance. You know, like when Aleem was trying to come in, you know, he was backing up. Like when they were tying up, he was going to the body a lot. I think he had Aleem hurt in the 5th round. He landed some nice uppercuts, you know, when Aleem was in close. Like I said, he's doing good body work. And he also got Buddy McGirt in his corner. So like he's got a great trainer. So he just had all the advantages on his side, you know what I mean? So like tall guy, like I said, it was just hard for Aleem to come in. What really impressed me was like when he fought Lester Martinez is a big guy. And he kind of reminds me in a sense like Canelo. He's got a frame like Canelo, and he went the distance with him. But Pacheco, I guess, you know, styles makes fights, and they say that for a reason. And this is why we see Fundora has so much success. I just think that reach was just too much for him. And then, of course, I believe it was round 10 or when he got stopped, he was taking some bad shots, man. Bad shots. So I agree with the stoppage, you know, hats off to both guys. Hats off to Aleem, you know, getting back on the big stage. He came up short, but, you know, Pacheco, you know, I think he needs to step up at this point. He's still undefeated. He's still, you know, stopping all the guys they're putting in front of him. But yeah, that reach, and it was just too much for Aleem. But like I said, Pacheco, he just knew what to do. He knew to keep his distance. He knew to pop off with the jab, and he was very successful with it.
What about you, Sheldon? Sheldon, you say you was in the building?
No, I went past there. I didn't stop. They was passing out tickets in the front, but I didn't stop. I came on home and watched it.
Oh, okay.
You could have got 2 tickets though at the window for $52. So that should tell you everything you need to know.
Hey, man, you got the front row tickets, Sheldon. She got the front row tickets.
Nah, man. Come on, man.
They probably
I've been in the Dignity Health Sports Park at night. It gets cold. It's like a wind tunnel. It'd be windy up in there, so I just went on home to watch it. It was only 13 people there anyway. Only his family showed up to see it.
That's when you come up. You go up in there and get you 2 hot dogs, you know, some
Man, look, man. Pacheco is 6'4", 168. He's a good boxer. But let's be honest. Emmanuel Aleem is a jag. You know what a jag is, right?
Just another guy.
Just another guy. You know what I'm saying? So I need to see him in with the Lester Martinez's of the world, the Billies, the Caleb Plants, Charlo, Boo Boo Andre, somebody. But you keep fighting these unknown dudes in these nondescript arenas, you're going to keep doing. This dude is from South Central Los Angeles, and you couldn't even get 3,000 people to show up to your fight, bro. And you from here. They got to get him on a bigger stage with some bigger names so people can see what he actually got, because we really don't know. He's beating up guys. These guys are, you know, most of these guys he's fighting got jobs. We got to get him in there. If he's supposed to be next up, he's 26-0 now with 19 knockouts. 26-0, 19 knockouts. If you ain't ready now, when you going to be ready? Time to step him up, man.
Yes, sir. What you see, Vale?
This fight was kind of, you know, everybody know I was rooting for Aleem, so it's kind of hard to watch, you know. And I was pretty frustrated, you know, because I mean I'm gonna give Pacheco some props though. He did improve a little bit under Buddy McGirt. You know, Buddy had him really with the footwork and using the distance and popping that jab out. Once he started snapping Aleem's head back, I was like, this fight's not. Even though Aleem was kind of in the fight early, you know, you still like, man, this fight is not going to go a distance. Normally they start getting their head snapped back like that. And Aleem he didn't really have a game B. He just kept, you know, coming forward trying to pressure Pacheco and catching with, you know, shots to keep him off him, get his attention or hurt him. but he never really, put together any really, good combinations to really give himself a chance to win a fight. Plus, he wasn't one of the biggest mistakes he was making was he wasn't really moving his head off that line. So when Pachenko, somebody with a jab like that, is snapping your neck back, I mean, at some point, you got to start moving yourself a little bit off that line, trying to go under them shots and trying to make some stuff happen. And some of that was the corner. The corner wasn't really, I feel like they wasn't really giving them any type of guidance that was going to help them be successful against somebody. If you up against a corner man like Buddy McGirt, you got to be a strategist. You can't just be motivating your fighter, just make something happen, So I'll just say that Lee did show some heart, though. You could tell that he was, at least trying to make it the distance. So it was kind of heartbreaking, but hey, it is what it is.
Was he trying to win? Because
I mean, at some point he was like he just wanted to survive. Like I'm gonna rephrase that because he was trying to survive, but not in the way when guys try to survive, they start running and all that. He was trying to survive whether I'm gonna keep doing enough so I can just stay in the fight and not get stopped. But Pacheco just became too much for him.
Yeah, can I chime in on that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say I agree with Vel. Like, there was one round where I think his dad was telling him, "Hey, you got to move your head," and like I guess he just couldn't do it, and it just maybe because Pacheco's arms was just too long. And I remember reading an interview where Amir Mansour fought Herkovich, and he was saying, "Man, it was like this guy had 8 arms," because I guess when you're dealing with that reach, it's just like. Them shots, they just coming from all angles. And like I said, Aleem, he couldn't bob and weave. And I've seen Aleem fight live. When we seen him fight live, he can bob and weave, he can move. But I guess like I said, styles makes fights. And I guess that style though it was just too much for him. And like I kept saying the ref, like telling him, "Hey man, you gotta show me something or I'm gonna stop it." And it was moments where I thought the fight was going to be stopped, but it didn't, and the ref kept letting it go on. But like I said, I do agree with the stoppage because he was taking a lot of punishment.
Yeah, I think here's the thing. Sometimes you can tell somebody to do something, but it's a little late if you haven't really been prepping for that prior to the fight. Like that's something that y'all wasn't necessarily emphasizing and focusing in on. At that level right there, it's a little too late to be like, do it now, especially now that I'm tired. I've been getting jabbed to death. And that was my biggest concern going into the fight. In the Lester Martinez fight, I thought that Aleem had success, but that's a better stylistic matchup because they match up better physically. Like they don't have their dimensions. It's not like one person has way more of this over Aleem. In this fight, you were going to have some type of game plan to eliminate that jab, to be able to get on the inside. The other thing is, although Aleem had success against Martinez, and I think he would have success against Mbili. I don't know now because he took a lot of punishment. I think that he would have had more success against somebody like Mbili based on the physical nature of both guys. In this fight right here, going into it, I was like, man, he had success against Martinez, but he wasn't hard to hit. Because I remember the comment that I made. I said, man, you got to tighten that defense up because he was getting hit flush too much. But that's when I was like, oh, man, he got some heart because he was taking it. He was coming right back. But when you getting hit at the end of shots, when you are stationary like that for somebody who's long and they can just target and hit you, you know what I mean? Because they just can see everything. Because and then you get more and more tired as the fight goes on. I thought that's what his problem was. Hopefully, my heart goes out the lane because that was a lot of punishment. I just hope the good fella's all right. You know what I'm saying? Did they take him to the hospital afterwards? Because that was a lot of punishment.
No,
I knew they just got out the ring. I didn't know they didn't stay in for the interview or not. I didn't know they just got out the ring, so it's a possibility. And I think he was bleeding out the mouth too.
Yeah, that was a lot of punishment that he took. I ended up last night. I was tired, man. I went, like I said, I was checking out that World Cup game, the France and England game, and I was talking to a little lady from New York. Still LL Cool here, man. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, when I got back, I had me a little meal. I got a little tired, so I fell asleep. I woke up, and then I was watching the fight, and then I think it was like the 5th round. I fell asleep, then I woke back up, and then that's when I saw the highlights of the end of the fight. And like I said, I just saw the punishment that he took. Hopefully, he could take a little bit of time off, and also hopefully that he got rewarded enough in that fight where he can secure a little bit of his future also. But Shelton was talking about moving forward. But before we get to moving forward, these are the punch stats right here, right? So Elaine, as far as total punches, the big disparity was going to be that jab. You see how over 100 jabs that Pacheco landed over Elaine. When it comes to the power shots, he didn't, I wouldn't say held his own, but it was closer than the total jabs. However, the total punches was 266 to 91. And then answering the question of what it is that Pacheco is going to do next, Hearn is targeting Jaime Munguia. What do you think about a potential matchup between Munguia and the Pacheco that you saw yesterday? Who would you favor?
So I see how they try to zip through Shiraz and try to dismiss Shiraz. Like, oh, that's too much.
So
I guess you're not the monster that they try to make you. So with Jaime Munguia, y'all know I'm not really that high on Jaime Munguia. So I would probably favor Pacheco in that fight. I think Munguia is, might be a little chinny.
Ty, what do you think? Who do you think? Who you a favorite?
Me, honestly, I'll probably roll with Pacheco because, now don't get me wrong, Munguia's got a ton of experience, man. Like almost 50 fights. You know what I mean? That's plenty of experience. That's probably almost double the fights Pacheco's got. But I don't know if he's been in there with somebody with that height and that reach. So I think Pacheco, if he sticks with that game plan, don't stay on the inside, stay on the outside, pop the jab, keep your distance, listen to his corner. I think it could potentially be easy work for Pacheco, but it all depends on what their game plans is. If Jaime Munguia is going to come in aggressive, if he's going to use his footwork, it all depends on everything. But me personally, I'm going to lean towards Pacheco. Even that's like a step up fight, I still think he'll take it. He'll get the job done.
What about you?
He reminds me of a Fedor, so
the length for sure. What about you, Sheldon?
Let me tell you something, man. I know Vel has this affinity for Emmanuel Aline. Emmanuel Aline is not Jaime Munguia by a long shot. Right now, Jaime Munguia got confidence coming off that Canelo beatdown and beating down the boy that he took the belt from. After that, he fought the French guy, came back, knocked him, beat him. He just took the title off the other cat that beat up Caleb Plant. You put Pacheco in there now. Pacheco ain't fought nothing comparable to a Jaime Munguia. Nothing close. You put him in there, Jaime Munguia gonna beat him up. That dude needs some more experience. He needs to be stepped up properly. He's fought nothing but forklift drivers and pizza delivery guys. That's all Pacheco can fought. And the last pizza delivery guy he fought, the guy from Africa, put him on his pocket. So don't tell me nothing about no Pacheco. Pacheco needs to step up properly. You put him in there with Jaime Munguia next, Jaime Munguia gonna beat him up.
Hey, Sheldon, didn't Jaime Munguia get put to sleep by a pizza driver?
And he came back and beat that pizza driver. Then he came back and took the title from the dude who beat the brakes off of Caleb Plant. So, like I say, go ahead and put him in there. You like him. Put him in there with Jaime Munguia and see what happened to him.
Part of the episode, we let these fellas go at it. Vel, I'm gonna give you the last word on that argument right there, right?
I ain't gonna have the last word. Pacheco, that's all I'm saying.
Right, so we're gonna take Vel's mouthpiece out. We're gonna end the fight right there. So now, as far as what I see here is Pacheco, I think that it's a pretty good fight. I like that if that's the direction that they decide to go. With a guy like Pacheco, those long dudes, if you got some power and you can kind of get past that jab, then you can have some success. And if Jaime Munguia can do that, then it's going to be all bad for Pacheco. He's going to get put on his pockets if he's able to do so. Buddy McGirt, I like the addition. He looked better to me yesterday. He looked more like somebody who had identity. You know what I'm saying? I'm working behind this jab, and I'm everything is coming off that jab, and then I'm working this right here, and I got these counters and stuff like that. Where I didn't see that before. I just saw a tall dude who was just kind of like slightly athletic, but he just was long, but he really didn't have an identity. So I think he's building that character with him. Now, the thing about Pacheco's not going to stay at that weight class long. If you look at him, dude, feet, he got to be wearing like a size 14, 15 shoe, which tells me that he's going to grow at least 175, potentially cruiserweight. So he's right now, you know, being that young, he's able to make the weight and things like that, but he's going to grow out of that.
Yeah, you're right, Wilton. He is only 25 years old.
Yeah, he's going to grow out of that weight class. And then speaking of, on a different note, though, I was checking out Buddy McGirt yesterday, too. I told you I was watching the Gotti fight because, you know, he was training Gotti for the Floyd Mayweather fight. And the thing that he kept saying about Floyd is, I know that Gotti is willing to die in the ring. Is Floyd? What's going to happen when he hit him with that left hook? Is he going to be able to? And so I just thought that was interesting. So he's come a long way as far as his training is concerned. Any last thoughts on old Jaime and Pacheco potential matchup?
Nah, but hey, I want to add, man, you're right, man. Floyd versus Gotti was my best Floyd performance, and like seeing Buddy McGirt hold you know, Gotti's face, man, it was like a sad moment, man. He was like, man, that's too much, man. So, but yeah, that was the most impressive performance.
No, that was a good day,
Floyd, man.
That was a good day to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like that was a virtuoso performance. Because again, I like the dudes who they hate on, like Floyd. If you had some guys just have unrealistic expectations, like Floyd, Roy. Like they would have Roy, since nobody can mess with him. They're not looking at it like dudes just can't mess with him. Oh, one he go ahead and try to fight Lennox Lewis, or one he like, dude, like, wait, what the heck are you trying to have this dude? You trying to get this dude killed? You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question, Wilton, about that Floyd Gotti fight.
Beautiful day. Beautiful day.
Was there ever a time where you even gave Gotti a chance?
No, but the dudes, Floyd kept getting avoided though.
Yeah, I mean, people say it was an impressive performance. It was an expected performance. I never gave Gotti a shot. Too slow, no defense. Floyd gonna kill you.
Right. See, you know what they were looking at? What's come had beat Joey Gamache. He had knocked out Joey Gamache, and what Gotti used to do is Gotti used to somehow he would get in the ring or he would weigh in, and then the next day, like 20 pounds bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how he used to be able to do that. He'd make the weight, and then at the next day, he 20 pounds heavier than the dude that he's facing. So I think they thought that he might.
Why don't you ask Devin Haney how he did that? Devin knows.
Well, that's what they say about Devin. You know what I mean? I don't know what the truth is, but I do know this.
That's what the numbers bear out. When that dude fought Regis Prograis, he weighed in at 166 for 145.
That's what they say. I don't know. They be lying on Devin.
That's why they fined him. That's why the California Athletic Commission fined it. Said, dude, you're too heavy. You can't do that.
It's not in the rule book. You know, I don't know a rule that say that you can't do that unless they got like a
I'm not going to argue with you because I didn't read the California real book, but obviously they found one because they sure took some money from him. They found a rule or they made it up.
Let me go ahead and take a look. Let me go ahead and take a look into that as we go to the next topic. Let's go ahead and do a little research on that. All right, man. So we got the winner. Ty, did you get a chance to see Andy Cruz? That was like the most impressive I've seen him. He wasn't fighting much of an opponent, but he looked good yesterday. I like the power. I like the composure. You get a chance to see him yesterday, Ty?
Yeah, I was glued to the co-main and the main, man. So like from what I seen, Cruz came out aggressive. But Montoya, he was giving you that Mexican style. You know, they were going toe to toe, going to the body, going up top. So it was entertaining while it lasted. But man, that punch that Cruz landed at the end of that second round, it made me jump back. Like, and the way he fell, Montoya fell, I just knew from the third round that he wasn't fully recovered. That was a big shot, and Cruz ended up getting the stoppage. So Man, that was a great fight while it lasted, man. But that shot that Cruz landed, wow! Like hats off to the guy. I know he's coming off the Mortala loss. He did good in that fight, even though he came up short. But yeah, hopefully he gets back in the mix. You know, 'cause I feel like he don't got much time at his side. You know, not a lot of pro fights at 30 years old. But that shot, man, that's one to remember.
Yeah, you get a chance to see it, Shelton Neville.
No, I didn't actually.
Man, that was disgusting. Putting that dude in there. They found that dude on the side of the road selling oranges or something, man. That was bad, man. That dude that had no business in the ring with Andy Cruz. That was terrible. That dude was awful. There was no way he should have been in that fight, man. I couldn't stand it. I want Cruz to go back down to 30 where he belongs and fight some of them guys. But that yesterday, that was disgusting, man. I didn't like that at all. That dude had no business in the ring with Andy Cruz.
So let's go ahead and take a let's use our AI. Devin Haney was not fined by boxing commissions for December 2023 bout against Reject Warriors. The fine that is often associated with Devin Haney occurred earlier against Vasil Lomachenko. All right, so let's go ahead and
okay.
You know, let's
well, somebody got it there.
You got to keep it a buck. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, Cruz look good, man. Yeah, so hopefully Cruz at 130. I'm gonna tell you who he'll smoke, and he's my guy. But what's come can't mess with him. Oshaki. Oshaki can't mess with Cruz.
So he can't mess with
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, but you want to put him in there with Shakur?
I want him to get what he deserves. That's what I'm saying. Like I think he should get what he deserves. That's all.
What he deserves from Shakur is a butt whooping, a good whooping. Put him in there, let him get it.
So let me ask you this question: If I said that George Foreman is going to cream Ken Norton, but Ken Norton is going to give Ali a good fight, would you look at that? Would I be crazy to think that?
No, you would not be.
No.
So styles make fights, sir, is what I'm saying. So that's all this is.
But this is all I'm saying to you. This is all I want you to listen to. So I'm saying to you, I have seen nothing from O'Shaquie Foster in all of his fights that I've seen that leads you to believe he has any chance of beating Shakur Stevens. I've seen nothing.
I don't either. All I know is this: is that I heard Shakur Stevenson himself talk about, this guy O'Shaquie can fight. I heard him say it. So if he's saying it, then I want to see what he saw. Because it seems like he see more in him than I do. So let me see you in a ring with him to prove what your premise is in terms of him being able to fight. That's what you said.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But the problem is that this is becoming such a business where you know and I know, and everybody on this panel knows, there's no money in an O'Shaquie Foster fight. Ain't no money in that fight.
Shakur already got the money. He's signed with Zuffa. They don't be
exactly for money. It ain't no money in fighting O'Shaquie Foster. I don't care how you slice it. Ain't no money in that dude. Ain't nobody putting no money behind that cat.
That's what again. As a boxing fan, I don't subscribe to the pocket watching. Like I'm talking about what you say though. Like again, don't talk and don't say anything on my TV or don't say anything on my screen that you're not willing to go through with. If you say, Mr. O'Shaquie Foster, if you beat my little brother, then I'll fight you. As soon as you say that, then I'm holding you to that. That's all I'm saying. You know, regardless, you don't want to say it.
I just believe different because I don't believe any of these dudes' mouths is prayer books. They all lie. So I don't take nothing they say serious. I just watch what they do. I don't listen to anything that they say. All these dudes are liars.
I take
every last one of them.
A man say something because I don't hold anybody more accountable than what I'm willing to do myself. So if I say something as a grown man, even when I wasn't grown, if I said it, then you can count on it. You can believe it like you've seen it with your own two eyes.
But you come from a different generation than these dudes. Your generation and this generation, two totally different generations. Totally different.
Don't matter.
Ain't nothing you subscribe to in your generation when you was in your 20s is applicable today? Nothing.
No, sir. It's a certain standard. It's a certain standard that you have to hold people accountable to, or you'll be willing to accept anything. And I'm not willing to accept anything.
But these dudes don't live by that. Is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm seeing. Now you've seen something different. But these dudes today do not live by that standard that you living by. They don't live by that. They do what they want. They say what they want. If it's not true, they say, okay, my bad, and move on. They don't care about integrity or having to work. They don't care about that. None of them.
I saying David Benavidez do what he said he was going to do. I've seen do what he said he's going to do. I've seen Ben Rodriguez do what he said he's going to do. Those dudes aren't that horrible. You know, from stuff.
You said Benavidez and who else? I'm sorry. Benavidez and who else?
Rodriguez. He's saying he what he wants. You know, give me this person. Give me that.
Those two, yeah. I can't argue with that. Those two, yeah, you're right.
So if that's the standard, that's the standard. That's all I'm saying.
But they're not looking at those guys. They don't even care about those guys. They care about Kick and Zeus Network. That's what these dudes care about.
Yeah, they can care about what they want to. I'm saying for my sake. In terms of my expectations of somebody as far as what they say. Then if you say anything, you just a frivolous little guy. And if you're just gonna be able to just say anything.
What they are, yeah. I got you. That's
all. But speaking of the truth will set you free. And he's gonna be back in action next week on the 25th. Yes, sir. Errol Spence fighting against Tim. Errol is getting up. They're starting to get a little long in the tooth. He's 35 years of age, 28. We ain't even gonna worry about that one, whatever that is on his resume, because we know that wasn't him. 5'9" and a half. And then we got TSZYU, 26'3", 78 and a half inch, or 70 and a half inch reach. Spence is a southpaw, fighting out of DeSoto, Texas. When I met him, I don't know. Errol said he was from Oak Cliff, though, so I don't know. He might not, but he might have lived in Oak Cliff at the time. He's coming off of the Yordenis Ugas fight that he had. And then he
that's not what fight he's coming off of. He's coming off the Bud fight, Bud Crawford.
TSZYU.
He coming off that mollywhopping he took from Bud Crawford. That's what he coming off of. That rearrangement of his face and his rib cage. That's what he coming off of.
Yeah, we all know that wasn't Errol. All right, so he's 27-3 with 2 KO losses at 18 knockouts himself. And then he has the 70 and a half. We already talked about that. He's coming off the Dennis Nurja victory that he had a unanimous decision. Talk to me, Vil. I'm going to start with you, man. What's the likely outcome in this matchup that's going to take place in Australia?
This is a hard fight to predict because of Spence's inactivity. Spence, if he was active, he would wash TSZYU because TSZYU is not. TSZYU is damaged.
He don't move his head.
He's damaged. He's chinny. He doesn't handle adversity, I think, even as good as someone like Errol Spence has. If Spence had been active, even with that loss to Crawford, I would give Spence the utmost advantage over TSZYU because Spence have better fundamentals. He moves he moves around a little bit. He moves his head. He knows some fundamental stuff that TSZYU. He doesn't make the same mistakes that TSZYU does. But because TSZYU is still going to make these mistakes, and let's say, given the fact that he doesn't improve, I think this still gives, Spence a chance to win this fight. So because things are not equal, Spence has taken like the next 3 or 4 years off. But however, he's taken the past 3 or 4 years off. However, I think Spence doesn't come off to me as the type of person that, would take years off and not at least have some semblance of himself. He's going to have some semblance of himself. So I expect him to have a rough, maybe 2-3 rounds, start utilizing that jab, going to TSZYU's body. And I feel like it's going to keep him in this fight. I think the boxing skill is where the disparity is. And I think Spence is kind of, Olympian level type skill. And that's something that even years away from a ring can't just take away from you in that IQ. And I think that's the IQ that TSZYU doesn't have. So I feel like Spence is conditioned enough especially with that extra 2 or so pounds helping him. He should be able to squeak out a close decision over TSZYU. So I'm going Spence decision.
So they fight in Australia. You think they would give him the nod if it's close? But you made your prediction, so we're gonna go ahead and go with Ty. Ty, what do you think, sir?
Yeah, I'm excited for this fight. A lot of questions though regarding Spence, the inactivity. He's 35 now, so a couple years later down the road, he's going to TSZYU's hometown. But I think he'll get the job done. Lately in TSZYU's fights, he's got stopped by Fundora, he's got stopped by Backroom, but this is in his backyard, so I think he's got the motivation there. He got his home, he got his hometown advantage. But Spence has been here before. He's been here before. He went over there to the UK in Kell Brook's backyard and stopped them. I think we're going to see another moment like that. I don't think it's going to come easy. I think it's going to come tough for him. So I'm gonna go with Spence. Late round stoppage. But I think the first couple of rounds, like Vel said, I think he's got to get accustomed to being back in there. I don't really think the new weight is going to be an issue because Spence always been a big dude. I remember vividly, like when him and Porter fought, like at the face-offs and the weigh-ins, he was a big guy. He looked a lot bigger compared to Porter. So I don't think this is going to be an issue for him. But yeah, I'm glad to see Spence back in there. I'm expecting a good fight, but I'm gonna go with Spence by late stoppage.
You got to be more specific than that, good sir.
I'll say ninth round stoppage.
Okay, before we go ahead and get shown, we got my main man right here. I gotta make this bigger because my eyes is bad, good brother. It says, and Pacheco had an opponent tailor-made to look good. I don't think he's ready for Munguia, so he disagrees with. That's my main man, Blaze. He also, he disagrees with old Vail. Pacheco has problems with pressure fighters. Yes, sir. Talk to Vail, man. You want to come on and again put Vail in his place? I got 5 fight. And then also he says Shock versus Cruz is a good fight to see where they both are at. Got you on that, good brother. He also says, and again, I got to make these bigger because I can't see. Don't say you're going to fight someone if you're not going to fight. Blaze, talk to me, pound for pound champ. Yeah, Blaze is that dude. He know his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real. You can't talk like that if you ain't about it. That's what Masterpiece say. He about it. Boost does what he says. Is that right? That's right. All right, we will give Boost that. I ain't gonna front on Boost today. All right, Sheldon, what do you think those going to happen next week in Australia?
Well, my heart is with Errol. I would love to see Errol win. But like I said, I've been watching the sport since '69, and I've seen 4 people do it. I saw Muhammad Ali do it.
Sugar Ray.
I saw Sugar Ray Leonard do it. I saw George Foreman do it. And I saw John Jones do it. Take off 3 years. And come back.
The only thing with Foreman kind of put him, like he fought a whole bunch of fights. Like it ain't like he just came back cold turkey like this.
But he's one of the 4 guys that I've seen to take off 3 or more years and come back and be successful. I haven't seen anybody else do that.
What you say?
I don't think Spence is of the caliber of any of those 4 guys that I mentioned. I don't think it's possible for him to do this. I think TSZYU gonna beat him like a rented mule. But he has all opportunity on the 25th of July to prove me wrong. I just don't see it happening. I think he's going to stop I think Spence is going to stop somewhere between 9 and 11 just because he don't have the stamina. He's been sitting on the couch for 3 years. And you're going to come back and fight this guy? This guy's been losing, but this guy's been active. He's been fighting. You've been eating chips and riding your horses. I think he's going to beat you up. I got TSZYU stopping Errol Spence anywhere between 9 and 11 rounds.
So 10 rounds. So this fight right here, man, one of the hardest fights to predict. You know what I mean? Because Spence, like you say, Vail is returning after almost 3 years off, and he took that pounding against Terrence Bud Crawford. Zoo has been active, but he's been taking a lot of punishment. Now, in a situation like that, I get to that in a second. As far as the breakdown of the fight, Spence at his best at that elite jab, high work rate, excellent fundamentals, and then he also has a lot of big fight experience. Again, the concern is going to be that layoff, the wear and tear from the accidents, and then coming off a beatdown, and then moving up in weight. A lot of people not mentioning that. Tszyu, his strengths are he got heavy hands. And he's pretty good when it comes to pressuring. Doesn't move his head a lot, so that's going to be the concerns. The defensive liabilities, and the damage that he's taken. And then sometimes he's too willing to trade punches against like Backroom and Fundura, and it kind of did him in. But again, he's at times he's excellent as far as his counter punching when he's on, and then he's naturally. I don't know. As far as who he's been fighting at the higher weights, he's naturally used to fighting bigger guys. And then also a huge advantage that I think is going to play a factor is being at home. I know people refer back to the Brook fight and stuff like that, but again, that's prime era, before the accidents and all of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And then also you got to factor in Brook. Even though I thought that was a quality victory, still was coming off of the fight that he had against Triple G. Spence must establish that jab early, attack Tszyu's body, and prove that the old engine is still there. Is it still there? And Tszyu, he got to start fast and make the older fighter, work every minute of the fight, force those exchanges. In this fight, I look at it like this. I'm looking at Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hagler. I remember vividly when that fight was announced. I'm like, he's going to get creamed. Now, I didn't know that Sugar Ray took 4 fights that year, and he fought against some high-level guys. He had some matches that people didn't know about, and he won all of those matches against those dudes. So he secretly did that before he fought Hagler. I don't think Spencer's doing that. Also, I'm looking at a couple of weeks ago, you had De Los Santos, and he was fighting against in that rematch that he had, and he got knocked the heck out being off that long layoff. And I thought I thought he may have had Ryo's number, but when I looked at him and he looked so rusty, and he wasn't off nearly as long as Errol, dude, you putting yourself, it's too many things that he has to overcome in this fight, and you don't know until you get in that ring. Like, you might be doing all type of good stuff inside the training camps and stuff like that, but it's a whole nother thing to be in that ring. I love Errol to death. He's my favorite fighter, but I just don't think that you can overcome all of these obstacles that you put in front of you. I think it's going to be competitive, maybe rounds 1 through 4. I think Tszyu's going to be starting to pick it up like rounds 5 through 8. And I got a 9th round stoppage for old Tim Tszyu against my favorite fighter, Errol Spence, just due to the fact that you got too many obstacles to overcome. So I hate to say it, but I got to, speak the truth. I can't sit up here and be like Shakur Stevenson, being able to say anything and lying. Like, I'm not going to do that. Telling the truth. Errol, I'm with you, though. All right, man. Also next week, you got the other reason why he's going to lose, somebody posted this the other day too. Did you see Errol when he got off the plane and then they had the Aborigines who was playing that music for him and doing that little dance for him? So somebody said, I'm sorry, but Errol finna get smoked. He done let them Aborigines put them roots on his ASS as soon as he got off the plane. So they put the roots on. So
He'll be all right. I don't think he's that superstitious.
Man, ain't about superstitions. They got stuff that they can do. You understand what I'm saying? It's like when a lady puts some period blood in your stew. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, can I ask Val a question?
Yes, sir.
Val, did you see the interview with Andre Ward?
Andre Ward and who?
Spence.
Huh?
Oh, the whole that whole thing. Yeah, I saw that.
2 things stuck out to me. When the dude says, I don't know, man, this might be my last fight. Oh, man, I'm thinking about where I'm going to go on vacation after this fight. If you're thinking about that a month before the fight, you already lost.
I think he just misses kids. That's
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if the mentality, like, he's been off too long. Like, when you are in the midst of like fighting all the time, it's a little bit different than you saying, you know what, I got an itch to fight, but I don't have that same passion like I had before because I'm just thinking about killing this dude all this time previously. Now I just think that I'm looking at the guy and I think that I have, you know, what it takes to be able to beat him because he wasn't on my level. But if you don't put in that passion, you know, like you did before, if it's not in you. The other thing that bothers me too is if he was really like on his game, training the way he should be training, I don't think that he would be requesting 160 as opposed to the weight that it was before. You follow what I'm saying? Like if you were really getting busy in that in those that training camp, then weight I don't think would be a problem. That concerns me even more as far as what his stamina is going to be because you're not putting the work in. You didn't prerequisitely put that work in.
That last 2 pounds is hell to get off too, ain't they?
It is. It is. So, Errol, man, I don't know, man. I just hope he don't get hurt, man. All right. Also, you got next week, you got Joshua. He's going to be fighting against Pringa. Pringa is a power puncher against the guys that he's faced, you know, at least. Joshua's 29-4, 2 KO losses, 26 big KOs. Call him AJ, 36 years of age, 6'6", man, like a statue, 82-inch reach. Coming off the – well, no, he had a he's coming off the Daniel Dubois fight, but also the Jake Paul fight as well. And you see the resume there. Pringa, who's ranked 35. If Joshua don't win this fight, man, he's in bad shape. 21 with 20 KOs, 6'5". He's fighting out of Edgewater, New Jersey. He's coming off a victory against a guy named Carmack that he won a first round KO victory. Vale, starting with you once again, good brother. What's going to happen? How long is this fight going to last?
Maybe 2 rounds. I think Pringa has a puncher's chance. I think they're marking that as like, you know, this guy got all knockouts in this fight, but he hasn't knocked out anybody that's relevant, that's of any type of substance. This fight is going to be like Lennox Lewis, Michael Grant, or something like that. Where you know,
well, Michael Grant was better than this, though, man.
No, he's better than this. I'm talking about how the fight going to look. You know, where Josh is going to play with him and spark him, put him out in 2 rounds. In round 2, he's going to.
You think he's going to play with him?
He's going to play with 4 rounds. 4 rounds. He's going to play with him. He's going to play with him. He ain't no playful guy.
And so you
play with Jake Paul.
Well, he not fighting. He wasn't fighting a real fighter. You know what I'm saying? This dude right here, at the very least, he still can put your lights out. Though. That ain't you can't be playing around. Anything else, sir? You said 2 rounds.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go ahead and hear from you, Ty. What do you think? You going with the upset?
Yeah, I agree with Val. I think Pringa, if I'm saying his name right, got a puncher's chance. That is a guy with a lot of power, though. We know AJ doesn't have the best chin, but he's been here before. He's been on the big stage over and over and over. I would just wonder how his mental is, you know, coming off, you know, losing 2 good friends or trainers in that accident. So I hope he's, you know, he's focused, he's trained hard, and you know, he's put that behind. I know that's probably hard to get over, but still, like I said, he's been in this position before. He's a champion, former champion, you know what I'm saying? So I think AJ, he's going to get the job done. But like I said, his chin worries me. And going against a guy that's a power puncher, he's got to be careful because, you know, AJ, he doesn't have the best feet. You know, once he get caught, he can wobble. It might be hard for him to get up, but I think he'll be okay and he'll get the job done.
You know, one thing about AJ Chin, he is a little chinny, but a lot of times once he gets hit, you know, he doesn't like necessarily, it won't be that one punch that buckle to him that is going to put him out. Like it normally takes more of an accumulation of punches to truly get him out of there. But let me ask you this, Ty. You made a point about, you know, the untimely demise of his friends, right? Do you think that could be something that actually makes AJ stronger and better, you know, as a better fighter? Think that's possible?
Yeah, I think I believe, he could dedicate this fight to them. So I think that could be motivation or it can be not motivation. You know what I mean? But he's making a comeback. He's going to be in there next week. He misses it. So yeah, I think he's definitely going to use it as motivation and dedicate this fight to them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What about you, Sheldon? What do you think?
I think AJ's taking this fight to see if he still wants to fight. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is a fight he's taking to see if he still wants to fight. If he gets this guy out of here within the first 5-6 rounds, he'll go ahead and take the Fury fight. If he doesn't beat this guy, I don't think he'll fight again. I think he'll retire. But if he's still AJ and he trained, he's ready, he should beat this guy within 5 rounds and go on to knock out Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Against the guys that bring his face, he looks like he could be durable, but he hasn't been getting cracked by somebody like AJ. I think in this fight right here, if my more so, I would be more concerned with AJ because he had to take some time off because of injuries, and hopefully for him that wasn't like still a setback for him. Like he might have some type of injury in the fight. There's something that's reoccurring and it reappears, inside the ring. So that's my biggest concern. But based on what I saw from Pringa, he's just too stiff and he's too open, to me against somebody like AJ. So, make a long story short, I think that AJ is going to get this guy out of there. He hits too hard, and the guy is going to be hit too flush to last, to me, like to the middle part of the fight, because he doesn't have any finesse game to him to avoid where AJ is going to be shooting at him. So I can't see this going more than like 4 or 5 rounds. But on the safe side, I'm going to say 4 rounds. AJ is going to get this guy out of there, which is going to set up that huge matchup against the guy who's going to fight the day before, which is going to be Tyson Fury. He's fighting July 4th. And he's fighting over there in Thailand. I don't know if he over there partying in Thailand, he might not be the same guy because it's gonna be off the chain. Hopefully he'll wait till after the fight, to start getting all of that kicking it in. But Tyson, he's 35-2 and 24 KOs, 37 years of age. Haven't looked the same in a while since he fought Deontay Wilder. He's coming off a win that he had against a guy named Mahmoud. I don't know how to spell that. But they saying this guy right here, Watt, is 282nd. Are you serious? Is this dude for this? Can't be right. I don't know. But anyway, AJ is fighting. Tyson is fighting that guy. If that's the case, this is sad right here. But anyway,
within this watch, he fought one of the Klitschko's like what 12, 13 years ago.
Are you serious?
I think so. He's one of them that got knocked out by one of I think it might have been Vladimir like 13, 14 years ago. I had to check.
Is this fight going a distance?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Matter of fact, I'll say this.
This is as bad as that fight we had last night. This is as bad as that fight we had last night with Montoya.
It is.
It's that bad.
It is, but I'll say that. Let me explain this fight. Fury should. Marius Wash is the type of guy that somebody of Fury stature, even if he's coming back and hasn't been fighting in a while, should get out within 5 rounds. However, if you look at the history of Tyson Fury and who he fights and how he fights them, these type of fights are the ones he just looks bad and he looks horrible in. This type of fight, he comes in out of shape and like don't know where he's at or who he's fighting. But I just can't see Wash lasting the distance, in this fight. I can't see it. But at the same time, I know Fury is going to come in this fight not taking it serious, and it's going to be this is going to be an ugly and sloppy fight. But Wash is almost 50 at this point. He's old, so I think that Fury is eventually going to stop him. I feel like he's going to stop him maybe around in the I'll say the 8th round, but it's going to be a sloppy fight. And and the Fury you see, people gonna look at it and say, man, AJ should watch this dude.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Ty? You know about is it Wash or what?
Yeah, I probably seen him fight, but I've seen from his record, he's also all the big names, all the names we're familiar with. So I think Perry should get the job done. And Val mentioned, yeah, dude is past 45 years old. So you're talking about a heavyweight. I mean, how long can he go at 46 years old, and you're a heavyweight? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's going to have the best stamina. I think this should be an easy fight for Fury. But I will say that I was still shocked, to be honest, that Fury couldn't get Matt Mudov out of there. I mean, maybe he just wanted to, show his skill set coming off those Usyk losses. But, like, to me, Matt Mudov is horrible, man. He's a big guy. He's got some power, but he's not really fast. And I thought Fury could just really got him out of there. But, yeah, I think this should be a winnable fight for Fury. Like you said, he's been in there with Wilder 3 times. I think that's took a lot out of him. So I would say Fury a late stoppage your decision.
What about you, Sheldon?
This guy has no business in the ring with Tyson Fury. None. This is criminal. That's why they do it in Thailand. Because when nobody else sanctions it. This is stupid. I don't know what Fury gets out of this, but more power to him. He should beat this guy within 3 rounds. This guy has no business in the ring.
So what you got? What's your prediction?
Fury KO 3 rounds.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip side that because now I'm doing my research and I'm looking at these fights that he lost, and when you look at his resume, it says that he has 5 KO losses, but the guys that he's got KO by, they can punch. Anybody that he's fought that's kind of like a boxer, then it looks like he can go the distance, and he's gone the distance a lot in recent years. But let me go ahead and go to this right here, Rick. I really shouldn't. I don't know. And then it says Fury 8. So he says Fury 8. And so then also Fury's getting old too. That's a fact. And he's getting slower and more lackluster. Lots of wear and tear on Fury. I think AJ is the favorite. Maybe so. Maybe so. But as far as this Wash fight, I'm going on the flip side, man. I'm going to say that this is going to go the distance because, again, the guy has been going a distance with the exception of dudes who can crack. Like, Atama took him out in 2. But you got an old 40-something-year-old dude. If somebody's in their early 20s, they should be able to take him out like that. That's like a given. It's more so the older guys. Fury doesn't pack a huge wallop on his punches, especially like you said, Bill. The key is people who he already thinks that he's going to beat, like he's a huge favorite. It's like he thinks that he can take him out anytime that he wants, but you just don't have that power. And if you're not like truly invested in the fight and you don't really have like something, a disdain for the guy, he just doesn't have it. It reminds me of sometimes when you have teams that play against another team and it's like, okay, we playing against somebody who's not on our level, so we playing down to the level of opposition. But if we playing somebody, we got our antennas up, we can beat anybody, right? And that's how it is in this situation. He's never gotten up. It's no incentive really for him to get up for this fight. And then with the enough skills that he has, he knows that at his worst day, this dude still shouldn't be able to mess with him. So I'm looking at it through that lens. So I think it's going to end up being a 12-round, lopsided, unanimous decision for old Tyson Fury. That's going to give me 3 points. Bill, you're going to lose out. All right, now, so hit the like and sub if you haven't done so already. CC 10 people up in here. I'm getting edging closer. Bill lost a lot of points yesterday because he picked a lean, and I decided to go ahead and go with Pacheco, who's going to give Jaime Munguia all type of trouble in the next fight. All right. Now, as far as the talks, man, the guy that we've been talking about, O'Shaquie Foster, from time to time, is more so in reference to Shakur Stevenson. He's saying that it's advanced talks with him and Emmanuel Navarrete in that fight. Who do you like, man? Do you think that is that a favorable matchup for Oshaki against Navarrete, or would you favor Navarrete?
I would favor Foster in that fight. I think he has way too much for Navarrete. Navarrete would surprise me because there's a few fights where I picked against him and thought he would have lost because he is an awkward fighter. He's not just a typical like come forward, Mexican fighter. He moves a lot and throws punches from weird angles. But Foster, man, can do a lot more. And I think Foster, if you're gonna try to butt with Foster, he got some kryptonite in him too. So I think Foster's probably the better all around fighter, and I think if somebody's gonna get outboxed, I feel like Foster can outbox Navarrete. So I'll favor Foster in that fight.
What about you, Ty? What do you think about Oshaki Foster, Ty? First and foremost, before you say who you think, do you think he's a pretty good fighter? I mean, what's your take on it?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Navarrete's got a more experience. Foster's been looking good. Like, he made easy work of, Fulton. Both guys been champions. So it's a tough fight, man. I think it just boils down to the game plan. I don't think it would be any stoppages. I think it would go the distance, but it's a tricky one. But I think I might go with Navarrete by decision.
Well, who?
I think I'll go with Navarrete.
Oh, okay. Normally in those fights like that, when you got the Latin guy, and it's no biased or anything like that, but rarely do they have the upper hand when they're fighting against, one of those guys like a Foster. The only time that I recall where the Latin guy pulled it off was like Cotto when he beat Sab Judah. But anywho, what about you, Sean? What do you think about this matchup right here? Because I know you ain't a big Oshaki Foster guy,
I actually like this fight for Oshaki Foster. This is a winnable fight for him. This is where he needs to be. He needs to focus on his division, 130-pound division. I think he beats Navarrete. Navarrete's getting a little long in the tooth. Navarrete's never fought anybody with the skill level, in my opinion, of Oshaki Foster. So I think Oshaki Foster should beat him. But, I just don't like when Oshaki Foster talk about beating up Shakur and going to 35 and this thing. You're not going to beat any of those guys. You're too little. You're not going to beat any of those guys up there. The Roaches of the world, all them dudes going to beat you.
Okay, well, then let's speak on that. Let's speak on that because he's saying that if he can't get the Navarrete fight, then that's what he's looking at, Roach and Zepeda, because he can position himself to be number one to face the winner.
I would like to see that fight. I don't think he wins it against either guy, but I still like to see it. It's a good fight. But the Shakur Stevenson is where he's overreaching himself. That's where you have no chance to beat that guy. You're not good enough. But Navarrete, yeah, he can definitely win that fight. I'll actually pick him to beat Navarrete because Navarrete is getting a little long in the tooth.
Let me ask you this question: Who can beat Shakur Stevenson
right now? Nobody.
So then nobody.
Unless you talk about Boots Ennis and somebody at 54, but nobody at 47 can beat him. Nobody at 40 can beat him. Nobody at 35, none of those guys can beat him.
So then why is it? They might as well just not even try to fight him then, because he gonna beat everybody.
Well, I mean, that's my opinion. That doesn't make it so. That's just my opinion.
Yes, sir.
Just because I say it doesn't make it a fact, but I believe it. I believe he can beat all of those guys.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think that it's some guys that can give him a good run for their money. That's going to definitely be Devin Haney. Is one.
Can Devin Haney beat him though?
Yeah, he can beat him. Yeah, he can beat him. But what about you? What about this? You think, Vale, as far as Oshaki? Because again, if that other fight falls through, then he's going to try to position himself. Well, he can because he's the champion, and they'll elevate him to number one.
I think it's more his speed. I think looking at the styles, I think Foster has a better chance against Zepeda than he does against Roach. I feel Roach is probably going to beat Zepeda. So I feel like Roach is going to be a hard fight for Foster, but not too hard. It'll be an interesting fight and one that I'll be looking forward to because you have two guys that's really tough mentally. You know, at this point they both have shown strong chins and strong will. So that'll be a good fight, man. That'll be a fight for for us, for the boxing fans.
They're the same level. Like what's
Yeah.
gone doesn't like just whoop dudes. Like every time he fight is always close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's
He
true.
never just like overwhelms somebody. Roach is just always in close fights. He because the thing is with him is if you bring it to him, then he's gonna try to get his get back. He never is really the person who's initiating the smoke. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's always
Foster is probably the same way. But the thing is, I've seen Roach at least inch out a draw. Foster would lose fights that I thought that, man, if he would just did just this much more, he would have won it.
Well, he beat Foster. He just beat Fulton. He just beat the little dude that was the old boy brother. He's more on the winning. He's only had
lost to old TSZYU.
Which most people thought that was a travesty. Like they know where in the world he lost that fight to no dang on TSZYU. I don't even know. Like that's still to this day. Like what fight were you watching? But anyway, Ty,
still lost it.
A lot of people lose fights. So basically, Pernell Whitaker, he didn't get the nod against Chavez, but just because of what they said.
You don't even bring up Pernell. Don't even put this dude in the same sentence with Pernell Whitaker. Come on, man.
Because you looking at it through the wrong context of what I'm saying.
Dude is not
just said the fact that the judges said that he ended up losing, then that's
this dude is not good, man. This dude is okay. He's okay. He's not good.
He's okay. He's not good. He's just on a winning streak, right? He's beating all of the guys that they put in front of him. And again, I can't emphasize enough that the man said, if you beat my little brother, I'll fight you. And then he's sitting up there tucking his tail, but it's cool for him to do that. But Ty, what do you see as far as O'Shaquie eyeing a Roach and Cepeda fight? Who would you favor in that? Let's say, for instance, Roach.
I may say I'll probably go with Roach. I mean, I think it's a good fight. I think it's definitely gonna go the distance. It's gonna go back and forth. Roach isn't really a power puncher. Shockey Foster isn't a power puncher. So I just expect a lot of action between the two, a back and forth fight. Both guys having their moments. It's tough for me to pick a winner, man. I may even say it might end in a draw, man. It might even end in a draw. Hey, Roach's been having a lot of them lately, man. He's been having the draw. So, yeah, I can see that fight ending in the draw. I can see both guys having a moment. So
I don't even know if Roach knows how to have a victory that's not controversial. Like he's always gonna be in close fights. If he's up in a fight, he's gonna let you get back in a fight. If he's down in a fight, he's gonna come back to make it close. So you'll be like, I don't know, it could have went either way. So it's gonna just be like that with both of those guys. They're very similar in that regard. Shakur says he's him, but Sugar Ray Robinson never asked for catch weights. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. Safe route to Canelo. Fancy Hamza Shiraz versus Simon Zuckerberg fight as protection. I agree. I ain't even gonna touch on that right there. And then also this week you had the press conferences between Ryan Garcia and Conor BENN. Kind of got a little feisty, kind of got a little edgy. Ty, did you see it?
Nah, I saw clips of it, but I didn't actually watch it though.
Yeah, who you like in this fight right here, BENN or Garcia?
Is it 147?
Yes, sir.
I might just roll with Garcia. Well, I'll ask this first before I even try to make a prediction. Has BENN he's fought at 147 before or no?
It's been a long time, man. Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna make it, because every time, you know, he had the fights with Eubank that was like 150 something, and then recently he came back down, but it was like 152 or something like that. It could have even been a little bit higher. So yeah, he's gonna look like a skeleton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So based on that, I might go with Ryan. He looked great against Barrios, fast speed, put Barrios down in the first round. So I think he's comfortable where he's at. Like you said, BENN's going back down. So he's going to have to get adjusted to that again. So, but I do think it's going to be a brawl. I do think both guys are going to go out there, especially in the first round. They're going to go out there, guns blazing, swinging for the fences. But I think Ryan is going to be more. He's going to be more cautious. So I think it's a good fight. I think both guys are going to have their moments, but I'm going to go with Ryan Garcia. I'm going to go with Ryan Garcia by decision. I don't think he would really stop Ben. I think Ben's got a lot of experience and everything. I don't think he'll get stopped. I think he'll if he gets caught back, he'll keep his composure and keep going. So I'm going to go with Ryan Garcia by decision.
Can I ask you another question, Tiger? This came on my mind because I haven't chopped it up with you in a while. Mm-hmm. What do you think about Ryan as far as because Ryan recently he threatened Haney with a cease and desist, you know what I mean? Because he mentioned the fact that this fight they may have is he on PEDs or something like that, referencing when he was on PEDs against him. What do you think about that as far as like Ryan issuing out that or threatening, to do something like that? What do you think about that? Is that cool?
I mean, I just want to see both guys get in there and duke it out. But of course, when he got popped with the PEDs, it was all this controversy. Devin, they got the loss removed from his record and all that. So I think that really messed with the Haneys mentally. It really messed with them. So to me, I think they just need to just get in there and run it back. But something is telling me they don't want to do it. Like, I think Devin definitely wants to do it, but I think Bill doesn't really want to do it. Devin's the one getting in there. He's putting in the work. So I think Devin really wants to get his get back and whatnot. But I think Bill would try to avoid that. But I mean, I think we as the fans, we deserve to see it. Both guys are clean in a new weight class. Both guys are champion in a new weight class. So it's bigger to me now. You know what I mean? New weight class, both guys got belts, so it's bigger. So I say just duke it out. But if I was just ceasing to just let it, man, forget all that stuff, man. Just get in there, just get in the ring and handle business, man. Forget all the outside court stuff. Just get in the ring and let the fist do the talking, man.
Let the fist do the talking. But the thing is this. They said that as far as what Bill said, he said, you'll know that we all good with the fight with Ryan is once we sign a fight that the boy gets into testing immediately. That's all. And so as long as Ryan is unwilling to do that, then it ain't going to be a fight. What say you, Shelton, when it comes to this conversation?
Oh, man, I got Conor Ben, man. I'm not high on Ryan Garcia. I don't think he's very good. I've seen Rolly Romero beat him up. And if you lose to Rolly Romero, I can't consider you a leader at anything. I don't care how many belts you got. I got Conor Ben beating this guy, man. I think the pressure, we know for a fact if you hit Ryan hard enough, he'll quit. We just saw it. So we saw it twice, I think.
You don't think that weight, though, like Conor Ben getting down to 147? I haven't seen him at 147 in a long time.
Me neither. But I think there's drugs that's going to help him get down to 147.
Okay.
I believe that. I believe there are drugs he's going to take to help him get down to 147. He'll make the weight, and then he'll beat up on this guy, Ryan Garcia, because like I said before, we've seen on 2 occasions, if you hit Ryan Garcia hard enough, he will quit.
What about you, Vale? What do you think?
I do agree with Sheldon, though. That juice will help Conor Ben. That he gonna get some special juice to help him get down to 147 and not lose his strength. I just think that Ryan Garcia gonna have some better juice because he gonna be in the States, man. They gonna allow him to take better juice. so this fight,
it's a juice fest.
It is like they just called him the Juice Crew. Like when it, like remember the Mayweather and Mosley, they say, who are you picking? It's like, who's juicing or who's taking the better juice? so whoever win this fight.
Whoa! What do you mean, Mayweather and Mosley? What are we saying?
It said, "Who are you
picking?" That's what it
picking?"
was built as.
That was the tagline of that fight.
Yeah.
This one is
picking?
who's juicing?
Wait. School me. So Mayweather and who?
Mosley.
Well, don't like that. You're accusing Mayweather of putting needles in his arm using IVs. Don't do that.
All I said was the tagline in Mayweather Mosley was "Who are you picking?" That is a fact.
Yeah, that's it shouldn't be Junior. I think it should be called "Who's on that grade A 100% Canadian moose piss?"
So you putting Mayweather in a category with?
No, I'm just comparing the taglines. Just saying.
But you insinuating something that like it's other people who actually tested positive.
I can't think of no tagline, no other fights that's similar except this. You know, say who's you? I just brought up a tagline as an example, and that's all. I'm not insinuating that.
A lot of people don't know that tagline though. So, but again, what you're doing is
follow boxing.
No, I follow boxing all the time. I've never seen. Only thing I saw in regards to the Mayweather Mosley fight was whether or not they were going to have testing because what's called was part of Balco.
Oh, this is the slogan. This is the slogan to the fight.
I hear what the slogan is, but that don't make any.
It's like Mayweather Mosley was. I mean, Mayweather De La Hoya was the world of weights. Mayweather Mosley was who are you picking? But anyway.
But you referenced juicing though. Who's taking a better juice?
I said this just like. That tagline was who are you picking? This fight should be who's taking the better juice.
Oh, okay. I thought you said with the Mayweather fight that's what they were saying. That's I got confused. Okay, that's what it is.
We gonna make it simple for you, but we gonna call this Tropicana versus Simply Juice.
That's right. That's right.
And
now I get
whoever wins this fight, they should be part of the Juice Crew and come and walk back to the dressing room with that song. But
that's right.
It is gonna be hard because, but I feel like Ryan Garcia is gonna have access to more stuff. He's gonna come in a little, bigger and healthy, and and he's gonna have a speed advantage. So I see, and plus he's gonna have a machine behind him. They're in the U.S. I think both of these guys, they had this whole gang of people that want them to win. I think Garcia, he has the machine that wants him to win too. So I feel like the machine is not going to allow Garcia to lose against Conor Benn. So I'll favor Garcia in this fight.
I think Ryan Garcia is a better fighter if they both have juice. Like he has more, like he has like the power that he has, and he's accurate with that power. What's is more of a mauler, and he's not as accurate. And so I think that in a situation like that, when Conor Benn is going to be getting hit with that wicked left hook, that's going to be the telltale sign of the outcome of the fight. And so I think that Ryan Garcia might get him out of there pretty early. Even with the juice, it's going to be challenging if I'm getting down to a weight that I haven't been at in a long time. My timing and stuff like that might be off slightly because I'm just used to having a little bit more girth. So I got Ryan Garcia. I think this fight probably in maybe 5-6 rounds because he's more talented, especially when he has the PEDs in the system, right? Bivol is rejected offer. It says worth twice his previous Better Beef fights. That's what they're saying. I'm not going to go off into that. I think Better Beef might have put some serious hurt on Bivol, though. Also, Jerron Ennis, he just did an interview, Breakfast Club. He's been working, the circuit a little bit. He says
he did the Breakfast Club. I saw him on the Pivot.
Yeah, he was on the Pivot. He was on the Breakfast Club. They only had him on there like for a short period of time. Or at least that's what they posted.
Yeah, you see they had Bud on there after that trying to instigate.
That's right. That's right. But Jerron is saying that the critics won't appreciate him until he retires. Do you agree with that, fellas?
Man, appreciate what? He hasn't had a career yet. And I'm not being harsh on him. I'm like, you basically a prospect that just, got up to championship level. You're not really, he's not at his peak yet. So it's like, what career? Like, what career are we judging him on?
Oh no, you folks want to tackle that right there, Ty?
Well,
go ahead, Ty.
Me personally, I think Boots has fought good opponents. Not everybody agrees with that. A lot of people say he's cherry picked and whatnot. I don't agree with that. I was there when he fought Stanionis. He was a champion. What did Boots do? Boots stopped him, and he just fought a unified champion. Yes, Zayas wasn't as experienced. Yes, he was a young guy, but he was a champion, and he had Boots hurt, and he stopped Zayas and put him down. So those are champions he would stop. And I know everybody was saying that he was emailed the belt, but these are champions that he just beat. So whether he gets in there with a Fundora or Josh Kelly and he gets successful, he might still feel like that. But I feel, as a boxing fan, I feel that he's beating these champions. He's earned my respect. So I'm cool with everybody he's fought. But yeah, there's people still criticizing him, saying he hasn't fought anybody. But I'm cool with it.
What about you, Sho?
Oh, my bad. I got caught up watching Shakira shake it. Look, man. Boots, if you don't like Boots, you don't like boxing. That's just my opinion. If you don't like this guy, you don't like boxing. He can do everything in the ring. He hasn't fought nobody. His last couple dudes is the last two is the dudes he fought. I mean, he fought Stanionis and he fought the unified champion in Xander Zayas. Doesn't care if you like it or not. That dude was the unified champion and he won both belts in the ring. And he went in there and mauled him and destroyed him. So I don't see anybody at 54 beating this guy. Fundora doesn't have the footwork and he's a little bit too slow. Virgil Ortiz is tailor-made for him. And who's the other champion at 54? Josh Kelly. Yeah, he's gonna knock Josh Kelly out. He's gonna steamroll him. This guy is the future, man. This guy's good. He's really good. And I was questioning him like Vail, like my man Ty. He hadn't really fought nobody, so you didn't really know what he was. But now you put him in there with Stanionis, who was the guy at 47, because everybody dropped the belts. He was the only guy left. Destroyed him. Then you put him in there with Xander Zayas. And whether you like it or not, Xander Zayas was a unified champion and destroyed him. So, you know, what's not to like about Boots?
It's not.
If you don't like Boots, you don't like boxing.
It's not that. Maybe I'm taking it wrong because it's not that. Listen to this. It's not that I don't like Boots. It's the way this is coming out is like, okay, these critics won't appreciate what I'm doing until I'm gone. It's almost like you're talking about this as if you're a legend already. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that, just to give a comparison, this is something that Floyd would have said after he beat Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, people won't appreciate me until I retire. But at that time, he's like, what, 10 years in and like his third, fourth weight class.
But think about it. The dude is 10 years in. He's been pro for 10 years. Think about that. Number one, he's been pro for 10 years.
Yes.
So what you said is applicable. Hold on. Number two. Hold on. Number two, did they appreciate Floyd until he was gone? No.
He still didn't. Because
when Floyd was here, they were saying Floyd ain't fought nobody. Floyd fought a bunch of old guys. That's what they were saying. If you was around boxing, that's what I'm saying. Floyd ain't fought nobody, and Floyd fought a bunch of old guys.
They did say that.
That's what they were saying.
I'll say this though. All boxers are going to get criticism. All of them. Like Wilder became champion. They still said Wilder doesn't know basic stuff. You know, Floyd was one of the best to do it. They say he's a runner. You know, I mean, all fighters are going to get critics. They're all of them. Don't matter if you're the best, if you're not the best. Everybody's going to get critics.
We all up here love Bud. What they say about Bud? Bud ain't fought nobody, right? That's what they say. Fought a bunch of compromised guys. Fought them when they was old and all this other garbage.
What you say, Will? I can't hear you.
I'm just waiting for y'all. I'm just waiting. It's
a bunch of garbage. You know what I'm saying? The dude, what he's saying, he's early for saying it. You're right with that, Lavelle. He's early for saying it, but he's telling the truth. Ain't nobody gonna appreciate Boots till he retire.
I think that's more true, and Will gonna laugh at this one. I think that's more true if Devin Haney said it right now.
Yeah. Mind if I chime in?
Go ahead.
This guy right here is like, if you have to like Boots in order to like boxing, I don't like boxing. You understand what I'm saying? Because of this, right? You not doing you. This is 38 special innings. You put yourself like Roy Jones and guys can say that he'll be appreciated. He will never be appreciated until he's gone. You got Floyd could say that. You got Pernell Whitaker. But I can run down what these dudes did in their career because they were running down on the opposition and opponents. They were getting busy. They wasn't waiting to get the opportune time to go ahead. See, if you would have went in there and got early on, like you going there, you demolishing your weight classes and stuff like that. Like that's different. Like this, he's not doing that. And then when you talk about he's beating champions, like I say, things change, man. Like this is not the same as what it was in the past when you had the guys who were champions. They were legitimate. You didn't have all of these. This belt is associated with Top Rank. This belt right here is associated with Eddie Hearn. This belt right here is PBC. Like you didn't have that where they can milk it and get Mario Barrios a belt. Mario Barrios would never have a dang on belt a couple, like 10 years ago. Never. He would never be able to have that belt. You wouldn't be able to get Rolly Romero, a two-time champion. Xander Zayas wouldn't have those belts in the previous eras. No way in the world. You wouldn't even know who the dude is. They might have had him on there as like a prospect and then somebody kick his butt, but he wouldn't be over there campaigning as no two-time champion. So you getting this watered down opportunities, and then you want to sit up there with your legs all kicked up talking about they ain't gonna appreciate me. So man, no, I won't. No, you won't get appreciation when you gone, when you here, until you go ahead and get busy. Be sitting up here acting like you did all and this and that. I mean, I watched Floyd and all those guys go through Diego Corrales and all of that type of stuff. Having to fight Miguel Cotto, going ahead and going up and fighting Canelo and people like that. You ain't doing nothing like that, dude. You don't deserve, like, you just too, like, you expect, like, you're supposed to have all of this stuff and put the work in first, man. They ain't got time. I don't like boxing if I got to like that. He did better.
You know what this remind me of? You know what this remind me of? In my day, a little bit before your time, Wilton. This is the same argument they used against Larry Holmes.
Well, Larry Holmes, he just wasn't Ali. That's all. But at the same time,
they said the same thing you saying. He ain't done shit. Ain't nobody to fight. Ali beat everybody already. He fighting bums. They said the same thing. It's not his fault. It's not this guy's fault where he was born. This is the era he's in. And of these guys that we have today, I don't see any of those guys. No Fundora. None of those guys beating this guy.
Who? Larry Holmes.
I don't see no Yo-Yo Hernandez, no Laura. I don't see none of those guys beating this guy. This is the era we in. It's not about what we had, because I think Hagler would have destroyed this kid. But Hagler's gone. We're not in that era. We're in this era. And in this era, I don't see nobody beating this dude.
I do. I don't think he can beat Backroom. I honestly don't. I think that's a good the matchup style. I think Backroom will give him all that he can handle. I don't know, but you got to get in there and fight the dude. I don't know what happened between
That's
him.
Right. Backroom got to get a belt because Backroom just got beat up by Josh Kelly. So Backroom got to get a belt.
He didn't get beat again. That's the thing that we talking about. We just saw several fights.
He lost, and he got dropped twice. He lost and he got dropped twice. He got beat up.
That fight could have went either way. They oh my God, it's hard to explain. It's like the twilight zone of the sport of boxing. Then you got this dude over here with his feet up, and you got all of these dudes who are talking about how good this dude is, and you fighting Xander Zayas, brother. Like, come on, like Xander Zayas is your claim to fame. Like, now you cold and you was over there wobbly all around the ring, but that's a great win. Like, I've never seen this before. Like, we just settle for anything. And then on top of that, see Larry Holmes, when Gary Cooney was knocking dudes blocks off, he was almost killing dudes. Guess who was willing to fight the dude? Larry Holmes. Like, at that time, not when he's fallen off or when he's looking like shaky. No, he fought him right then and there. Who did he get his belt from? Ken Norton, who was giving Ali all type of trouble. He went there and fought him. He didn't wait till he was like a long time. No, he fought him when the opportunity was there, when people were clamoring for the fight. So it's people that are on his resume. Even when Larry Holmes was flabby and sick, he's still trying to fight Mike Tyson. Like, come on, man. These dudes are cut from a different cloth. When Brian Norman Jr. was on your mata, he was saying, like, come on, man, but you sitting up there, took your boots and you ran. That's what you want to. But see, no, I can't do it just yet, Boots. Give me some more victories and then kick your feet up. Not now, sir. No. And I'm never going to like bring down the criteria. This right here is elite status. This right here is all-time great status. You're down here, sir. You still got a lot of work to do before you can sit up here and be acting like you all listen, all that. Even the stuff that you say, I'm the one that they have to come to. I'm the cash cow. No, you're not, man. Stop it. Talk real talk. Like at the level that you are, don't sit up there and be acting like you all listen, all that if you're not putting in that work, is what I'm saying. And I never give in to that. I'm not going to water down the sport of boxing ever. Point blank period. I don't care what era it is. Now, when I see dudes who are doing what they're supposed to do, then that's who's going to have my full support. Talk the talk, walk the walk. Don't sit up here and be cutting corners, man. Shakur talking about the deal is already signed. You're a liar. Floyd Schofield says I do the Mason rejected the 2 offers. Do you believe that?
At this point, when folks say stuff like this online, just show me proof. I want to see the paperwork. Like rappers, we talk about this rapper a snitch. I want to see the paperwork.
Yeah. You know why I question this? Because when you listen to Floyd Schofield Sr., he talks about everybody scared of his son. And I'm like, your son isn't somebody that everybody would be scared of, though. Like if they're not fighting them, it ain't because of the fact that they scared of them. I wouldn't think that because they fighting other dudes who your son probably wouldn't be able to beat. I don't know. Let me come. You have any thoughts?
Let's keep your blood pressure down, sir.
Man, this the sport I love, man. I love the sport way too much. You know, when Pac said, you know, he had too many players ball that let some. I ain't even gonna say that wrong. But anyway, Ty, what do you think about Floyd Schofield Sr.? Well, Pac said he's seeing too many real players ball to let. But anyway, go ahead, Ty.
Nah, I don't believe that. And I've been seeing Schofield Jr. be posting a lot of these AI videos going at Tank and stuff, like Tank is scared and all this. But yeah,
he might be
I don't believe they were scared of him.
That might be true.
Abdullah Mason keeps getting better and better. Like I know Albert Bell was a late replacement at the last minute, but he stopped him. Abdullah Mason, like he's young champion in the making, man. He's starting the main event. He's stopping these guys. I don't think he's scared of him or anything like that. I don't believe that. Plus Schofield Sr., he's on a lot of podcasts, doing a lot of talking, man. So I wouldn't believe everything this guy says, man.
Yeah, I think because in one, sentence he's saying dude's scared of him, and then in another sentence he's saying, well, if my son lost to him, he's still gonna go up in the rankings, or people still gonna want to give him some more opportunities. And I'm like, which one is it, man? Is he dude scared of him, or is you just you clout chasing? It's showing there with us. What do you think about what he's saying? Oh, Schofield.
I don't think about Schofield Sr. because he's a joke. Your son had a chance to fight Shakur Stevenson, and he got his little scary behind up out of there.
Dude, hey, so he on here talking about they poisoned my son.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So that's why I don't think about him. I won't be thinking about Schofield until Schofield does something inside of the sport, not in an interview, not in a conspiracy theory. He has to do something inside of the sport. He has to beat someone of note. He's beaten no one of note in his entire career. And when he had a chance to fight Shakur Stevenson, he made an excuse. So he's done nothing. He warrants none of my attention until he does something. He hasn't done anything. I don't think anything about it.
Shout out to G5. That's the man right there. G5. What's going on, good brother? I'm gonna put that link. That's the Bible of boxing right there. That's what I call G5.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My boy G5. What's up, gang?
What's going on with you? That's the Bible of boxing right there. He be knowing the ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? Of everything that's going on. Just a couple of announcements, man. You got Andy Ruiz. He's gonna be facing Damian Kaneba. And that's gonna be a September 4th to try to revive his career. And also your boy Sam Noakes. I know you think highly of Sam Noakes, Sheldon. He's gonna be taking on Dennis Barron.
I do. I think he's gonna beat the brakes off Barron.
Yeah, why is he fighting Dennis Baricic?
That's the fight
he could get. That's the fight he could get, and that's a former champion.
Yeah, that's a good comeback fight. No, don't get me wrong. You know, Baricic, he was held in quasi high regard because he was over there with no. I'm saying he just was a little too small for Keisha.
He beat Navarrete, beat the brakes off of him too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you ain't careful now, you gotta be on point. He's just a little smallish dude. That's the only thing.
Beat the brakes off Navarrete.
Yeah, Navarrete can do anything with him. You understand what I'm saying? Also, Lamont Roach. So this is his big plan right here. Bigger fights, staying ahead. So he says his goal: beat Zepeda, win a WBC title, fight Shakur, and then land a marquee payday, work with Zuffa, prove outside promoters can compete or cooperate, and become a lightweight champion, build a legacy. Which of those things is the least likely thing he's going to be able to accomplish?
Prove outside promoters can cooperate. That's what
Oh, okay. I don't even know if he's gonna get the fight. Shakur might fight him. Like I don't know. Shakur, he's
to get a Shakur fight, you got to sign the Zuffa. It looks like to get a Shakur fight now. Unless you get on a Riyadh season card and Turkey decides to mess with you. But he won't be around. According to Turkey, he won't be around much longer. Am I right, Luke?
That's what he's saying. Shout out to the old Turkey, man. Hopefully he's all right, man. But everything works out for him. But Ty, I gotta get your then also, fellas, next week, your boy Charlo, he had to pull out, man. He not gonna let him. That's a tough visa to get for Australia. You gotta be all your ducks in a row.
He got 2 open DUI cases. He knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, stay off the booze, man. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't drink and drive because I don't want to spill my drink. You know what I'm saying?
that part.
Hey, man, we don't condone drinking and driving, man. I mean,
I know that's why I want to spill my drink.
Stuff, man, that ain't cool. Man.
I just don't spill it, man. But anyway, all right, I gotta get this right here. This would get Vail and Shelton. They blow a gasket, man, when they talk about these negotiations. I got to get your take on what you think is the slowing down the negotiations between your boy right there, Shakur Stevenson from Brick City, and Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, from the Oakland, the Bay Area. So Devin is saying 144, so 144 wasn't enough, still don't want to fight. Dang. And then, Shakur saying real negotiations happen offline. I'm the truth. You will see when you get in front of me. What do you think is the stall, man? What's stalling these guys from signing a contract, getting in that ring?
I mean, Devin is at 147 now, and Shakur's at 140. Shakur just signed with Zuffa. So it's like a lot of different obstacles right now. So I don't see that happen anytime soon. Like Zuffa is only putting their fighters in there with other Zuffa fighters, from what I understand. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even see this happening anytime. To me, this is just a bunch of talk, man. I don't see it happening. Like I said, it's with Zuffa now, so I don't see it happening.
Yeah. So next
fight going to continue like this, what they're doing now, but I don't see anything happening.
Debo, you understand what I'm saying? I'm just Shakur. They talking about this might be his costume for his next fight. You understand what I'm saying? But shout out to Shakur though. All right, man. We talked about that already. And then these guys have been going back and forth. Who wins the fight between Frank Martin and your boy right there, Richardson Henderson, because Westcomb said I'll mess you up, and then Henderson says no, Frank, you won't.
I think Richardson Hitchens is the fresher fighter. Frank's had some tough fights, you know, against Albright. You know, he then he fight Bartholomew. That was a beautiful knockout. But I think Richardson Hitchens is he's got the better jab. He's swift with it. But he's with Zuffa too, so I don't even see that happening, man. I don't.
Yes, sir. Yeah. My boy over here, DK. He says that Shakur is concerned about Haney being too big. Shakur says Zuffa wants him to fight Haney. Right, so they should go ahead and get busy just on the strength of that. That's a fact. Make sure you hit the like and sub to both stations. What do you think about that, Vale? You agree with my boy DK right here?
Hey, I don't have no opinion on that anymore, man.
You know why you don't have an opinion? Because anytime Devin is in the right, you don't want to go ahead. You will be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm in the right when Shakur beat Devin.
Man, you got to fight him first. I think Westcomb is a little too weak in the anus for old Devi Dev, man. And Dev got that length. You look at Shakur reach, that's a tricky proposition because Devin is not going to do what Tio did and make all of those mistakes. He's long, he's rangy, and then Westcomb is going to have to try to attack a little bit more against Devin, and that's not his strong suit. So that's what's going to be. That's the reason why he's not just so excited, you know, on that proposition of fighting against Devin the Dream Haney. But as far as this is concerned, who would you favor? Would you favor Martin or would you favor Hitchens?
I would favor Martin.
Woo!
I remember what it was. Something Hitchens did that as far as my instinct is not to pick him in a fight like this. Something I can't put my finger on. I can't even remember what he did, but something that I can't get it a feeling out of my head, out of my heart. So that's why I'm going to go with. I would go with Martin.
Only reason is I would go with Hitchens is based on what the legend just said. He's been too, like, I wouldn't say inconsistent, but he's like towards the end of fights, it's kind of like he dips and he drops, and so once his stamina goes down to a certain degree, he gets sloppy, and so that's what you saw with Nahir Albright last fight, almost knocking him out. Tank waited till he got tired and then took him out. So I can just imagine what Hitchens is going to do. He's just going to keep up a fast pace once it gets around 9th round, 10th round, 11th round, 12th. I don't see Frank lasting. That's just the issue that I see. But as far as who's better, I would say Hitchens, unless it's a 10-round fight.
It might have been that Limparo fight. That might have been it.
What's that?
So whatever Hitchens did, it might have been that Limparo fight. Is why I don't pick Hitchens.
That was a good win for him. What are you talking about?
It was a good win, but it wasn't like. I think Limparo was the type of guy he should have washed.
No, it might have been the dude who Keyshawn whooped on for him. Like he fought him. That was the closest fight that Hitchens had, was against that guy who was giving him all he can handle. But as far as Paro, after the 5th round, he kind of took all of those.
Lemos.
Yeah, Lemos. Yeah, Hitchens will keep Martin outside and keep him at bay and outbox him. That's a fact. That's what I think. I think he might even stop him late. You know what I mean? Last thing, fellas, man, this is the last of the topics, I think, right here. And that's going to be this question right here. Man, what's the best fight that you have seen? Kind of like just in general.
Man, that's a hard one. I'll say the one that had everything that I would have wanted is Leonard Hearns. I mean, it had action, it had boxing, it had story. I mean, as far as action alone, I mean, I'm going to always go Hagler Hearns. Plus, those guys did show a lot of boxing ability in that fight. People just think it was just a brawl for all, but when you really watched them, they were slipping punches still and moving around. They doing all this different stuff. But Leonard, Leonard Hearns, for the 14 rounds that it went, it was so like, I mean, they should teach boxing classes off that fight as far as even the mentality of what was going on. You know, them switching styles, and
Oh no, Hearns was in Hearns and Hagler. Like, what can you say, man? That was like a true war. Again, I remember that. That was on tax day, April 15th, 1985, on a Monday. And them dudes, when that bell rang and those dudes start going at it, and I was really, truly a supporter of Tommy Hearns. I wanted Hearns to win so bad. But then when he started going back, and then like he was tired, and Hagler was throwing those wide shots, and he was catching him, I felt bad for old Tommy. What about that Lyle Foreman fight?
Now, that's a wild one too, though. But that was more so kind of a slugfest, though, too. It wasn't. That's why I choose Leonard Hearns, because it had a high level of skill, also a high level of boxing that went on. Foreman and Lyle were just like, they were just throwing just anything to the wall, just beating each other up. It was just exciting.
That's a fact. But I'm saying that was exciting to see. Now, one of the fights that I thought was that Corrales when he fought Castillo.
Yeah,
man.
That was wild too, man. That 10th round too.
Yeah, because Corrales was about to get knocked out.
He was getting worn out, man. Castillo was wearing him out.
That was a cold fight. What's Legend? What's the best fight you've seen?
That's
watched?
A tough one, man. I have to really think on that, man. That's a tough one for me. It's so many, but I don't. If you ask me just recently, I would say like Adola Mason and Sam Oaks, because that was a back and forth, toe-to-toe fight for a title. So that I'll just throw that out there because that would just reach it. But as far as these other, I gotta really think on that, man. That's a good question, man. But I will say, you guys just mentioned Castillo and Corrales, right? I will say Tony Weeks said that was the fight that he really looks back on, because that was a tough fight, man. And like he said, that's the one that he really looks back on and watch, because he was a ref for that fight. So
what's come? You see, Legend be getting it in with the referees and everything. You know what I'm saying? Tony Weeks, who stopped the fights quicker, Tony Weeks or Richard Steele, Val?
Richard Steele. That's it. Oh man. I don't even want to compare the two. As much as I think Richard Steele, because Richard Steele, he's been a referee in some legendary fights. I mean, he'll never live down that Melger Taylor Chavez fight, and I think that if it's anybody they should make a movie about, a boxer, they should make. You know what? I'm calling it right now, and I'm gonna put this on record that I said this. So if anybody steals it, they know I said it. Somebody should make a movie about Melger Taylor. You know who should play Melger Taylor? Shamik Moore. And remember that I said this 5-10 years from now.
A slept on fight that I used to go back and watch a lot was that Tito Trinidad and Vargas. When Tito came out the gun blazing, and then he almost knocked him out that first round.
He jumped on the ropes and everything.
Yeah, and then after a while, Vargas started working himself back into the fight and even dropped Tito. And then he was working his way back, fight getting closer and closer. Then next thing you know, he ended up stopping him in that last round, 11th or 12th round. That was a beautiful fight right there. Violent. There was a lot going on in that matchup. I'm going to tell you, too, there's a lot of great fights, man, that keep you at the edge of your seat,
Hey, I would throw in there, maybe y'all wouldn't agree, but I would say I like the trilogy between Fury and Wilder, because both guys, had some knockdowns. Both guys, Wilder knocked down Fury, Fury knocked down Wilder. It was a heavyweight fight. It was the third fight, so that's one that brings back a good memories, man.
Yeah.
Wilder came out trying to kill him, man. Wilder came out throwing them jabs to the body, trying to guard to that body. Fury was standing. That was a good fight, man, to me.
Listen, man, if you really want to talk some talk, like Ali had a couple with the Rumble in the Jungle,
Yeah, that was one too, man. Yeah, that was definitely one of them, man. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man. There's been some good ones, man, out there. And then also,
Oh yeah, I'll bring up one that people sleep on. That first fight with De La Hoya and Mosley.
yeah.
What about him in Trinidad? I mean, was that a good one? I
No,
can't really
no.
remember. It wasn't okay.
No.
But I like
No,
DK's next comment because we talked about that earlier. I'm with DK. I won't say that was one of the best fights, but that was one of the best performances that I've seen from Floyd. So, but I'm with.
You talking about you talking about Gotti. That was one-sided though. That was like a virtuoso, performance on Vail's not Vail, but Mayweather. Mayweather did his thing. That was when the star was born that day. Do y'all remember? Did y'all see that fight when it actually happened?
Yeah.
I remember 2005, Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'll start. That was the year I started going to fights, but I wish like I just kind of had an opportunity to see that because like that body work that Floyd was putting on Gotti, damn, you could feel them shots, man. And then like we said, and then Buddy McGirt holding Gotti, holding him. I was just like, man, that was a fight to see right there, man. Like Floyd, what was
Gotti talking about? Yeah, what was Gotti talking about in that first round when he ended up putting his guard down? He talking to the referee.
Yeah, Floyd called him. I was like, he's protect yourself at all time. He shouldn't have did that, man.
I think Floyd might have pushed his head down or something like that. He brought it back up, and looked at the referee, and I'm like,
he's over there trying to talk to the referee. Yeah. Like Floyd was like, "Heck no."
Yeah. And then to make it worse, my man Victor Ortiz, you in the fight and you do the same thing. You do it even dumber, man. Knowing you shouldn't have done it.
But I see the thing with I always said that. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Bill. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say, as far as Ortiz, the worst part about it is he blatantly headbutted Floyd like right before that. So now you blatantly want some get back, and you're gonna have your hands down, not even paying attention. Like that's the wrong time. You definitely want to protect yourself after you do something like that. But what are you gonna say, Legend?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like Floyd, he was so skilled, he was so good that his style, even though he didn't have power when he was Pretty Boy, I mean, Money May, his style just frustrated so many guys. Victor Ortiz got frustrated. Even when he's Pretty Boy, Ricky Hatton got frustrated. Ricky Hatton pushed him through the rope, hitting him on the back of the head. Zab got frustrated. Low blow, hit it on the back of the head. So I think Floyd was just so skilled that it led guys to do stuff like that. You feel me? Because they knew they couldn't get with him. So he was just too skilled in there. So they got to cheat.
That's what I appreciate about those guys, though. See, you don't have dudes who do stuff like that. Like I appreciate. I mean, I can't beat this dude like this. I'm gonna go resort to some other stuff. Like you don't see dudes like really invested in a victory like that anymore. If they getting beat on and stuff like that, they just lose. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you trying to rough this dude up, But Floyd, like you say, was just too skilled. Go check out that Baltimore fight if you haven't seen it in a while. I remember both of those fights. So the Atlantic City fight, I was in Dallas, and I remember going over to my lady house at the time. We used to work at the same school, but they had like a little fight party that particular day. And they had like a little pool party that was going to take place, I want to say the day after or something like that. That was that weekend. As far as the Baltimore fight, I was in Indianapolis. I was at this conference that I went to in Circle City, like I say, Indianapolis. And that fight, though, if you watch it, man, that dude is just too quick. What I loved about Floyd is one of those guys. Like if you saw Rod Strickland play, Rod Strickland would play and it looked like he's just playing in a tuxedo. Like he's just so cool and calm. Floyd was like that too. Like you just the stance that he would be in and like that little shell that he would have, you couldn't hit him. Like, and you'd be right there in front of you. And then he landed some serious stuff on you. But it's just he does it so calmly, so cool, and a lot of guys don't have that. It's just it's like he's the most cleanest, great fighter I've ever seen, where he can come out of a fight looking like he had never even been touched. You know what I'm saying? But he'll position himself where he's right in the middle of the action. Again, that stuff about he's a runner. I think I know where that came from. Where that came from is they start saying that because once he beat Manny Pacquiao towards the end of the fight, he ended up not engaging with Manny Pacquiao. You know how like at the end of the fight, they'll say it's a good fight if the dudes just like kind of, you know, go back and forth with each other like until the bell rings. Floyd didn't give him that opportunity. Floyd just went ahead and, you know, was like he moved back. So then ever since then, that was the excuse. Oh, he's a runner. He's this and that. I'm like, I don't see how you saying that in most of these fights. I'm watching this dude over here right in front of the guy. He just can't hit him. You guys are right. But sometimes I like one-sided fights. How else could I be a Tank fan? Tank doesn't put tough competition. Oh, that's right. You know, that's why I'm not a Tank fan. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me say this though, man.
I got some shirts for you, DK. As a per wheel, I got some shirts for you.
What were we gonna say?
Yeah, but even we all know that Tank didn't pick the best fights. He had the rehydration clause and all that. But let me say one thing I do appreciate is his timing. And I say that because you go with Rolly. Rolly kept coming forward on the same shots. Tank took advantage, put him down. Same thing with Santa Cruz. He kept throwing them same straight jabs. Tank caught him with an uppercut, put him down. Ryan Garcia kept throwing the hooks. Tank dodged him, put him down. So his timing is on point. So that's one thing I say. We know he don't fight the best, but I gotta appreciate his timing.
Yeah, see the reason why I don't hold that timing in high regard. I see it. I'm like, okay, this dude, he really got some stuff that he can do. However, I can't hold it in high regard because you're not mixing and matching that against the best top level opposition. I know Curly Neal can play basketball, but you keep whooping on the Washington Generals. You understand what I'm saying? As far as the Harlem Globetrotters, they beating the same team all the time. Like, okay, but can I see you do that against somebody who else that's on your level? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, at the time, him against Garcia was a big thing. You know what I'm saying?
He had a rehydration clause. Like, come on, man. Ain't nobody you can't get jiggy with no rehydration clause. I ain't never seen Sugar Ray and them do that type. Well, against Donnie Lalonde, but that was a huge gap. But for the most part, when he fight against, man, you go in there against Marvin Hagler, seek and destroy guy, you don't put a clause on him. The only thing he did, though, like Sugar Ray did have certain things in his favor, but he wasn't compromising your abilities inside the ring. It might be certain gloves he want. It might be certain rings that he want, like the size of the ring. That's different than you.
Hagler, no, it didn't matter because everybody thought Hagler was going to kill him.
That's right. That's right. Hagler just wants you in the ring. Like, I don't care. You should have all that stuff. And that's the way it should be. I get like if you're the A side and you manipulate, okay, I'm a boxer, so I want a bigger ring. Okay, cool. I get that. But when you telling me that I gotta make this weight, I'm Eubank Jr., and I gotta come in and I'm just like a skeleton of myself in a fight, you're not beating me at my best. That's like me. I'm challenging the best player or a good player, but I'm like, dude, you only can use your left hand. Like, no, you really didn't beat me at my best. No, I want the smoke. I want the dude that is best, and I want to see who I can't live and know that it's somebody else out there that's better than me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm better than all these dudes. I need to know. I want you at your best. That's why when you hear Roy Jones talk, that's how Roy Jones talk. Nah, matter of fact, this is how and I don't know how truthful it is, but he said this. He said that if it was a dude that he was gonna fight. And they said that he was known for using PEDs. He said, I want you on PEDs. right. He might have went a little too far with that one, though. You know what I'm saying? Man, anything.
This dude that fought James Toney, man. In hindsight, I mean, people looking back and they say James Toney, blah, blah, blah. Man, in hindsight, that was a gutsy move, man.
Yeah, to move up
and wait and go right into a James Toney fight. Like,
so again, that's why I can't with the Boots and all of these guys, man. See, Roy and them, they were so much better than their opposition, but it wasn't like, no pun intended, that they left food on the table. They didn't leave food on the table. It wasn't like when Roy is it's nobody else to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't really get who else I'm gonna fight. So let me go ahead. And they kept trying to get Roy a loss. They're trying to get him to fight this person, that person. Go up here and fight, Lennox Lewis. Go fight Mike Tyson. Go fight. They kept, and dude started at like 160, 154. Like, how you gonna ask that of that guy? He'll be in the ring with somebody, and then it's like they want him to take chances and stuff. No, why should he put himself in a situation to get knocked out? All these unfair expectations of this dude. Nobody has to do that. If they win, then they love him, and they somebody that you'll be missed, when you retire. But right now, everybody's gonna have a problem that you ain't really did nothing. I can't, like I said, I can't get chicky with that, man. Last but not least, were you a big Gamboa fan, Vail, at his peak?
I ain't gonna say I was a big fan, but I do remember when him and Wama was on the rise, and them two never fought, man. I was like, "Oh man, why you got Elliot?" I saw this online once. I saw somebody post a picture of.
I saw it too.
I saw somebody post a picture of that. I was like, and it caught me off guard because then I had to think about it. I was like, something looked off with Gamboa. And I was like, man, he looked a little bigger than he used to be. I didn't get it, so I really looked at it like that wasn't Gamboa.
It's Nelly. But anyway, you speak on the Wama. What was up with that?
Yeah, it was a period, man, when top rank man screwed up the bag against Wama and Gamboa. They was the same weight class at the same time, both winning fights. Man, I think they fought. It might have been Wama they put in with somebody with I think it was Solito or somebody. They put him in there with, and he got sparked. So they fumbled that bag, man. Gamboa, he just suffered from like I guess it might have been promotional issues, but it was a lot of stuff that should have happened that didn't.
Yeah, it was a lot of issues, man, that he had to deal with, had to overcome. And but he did pretty good by himself. A lot of those Cuban guys, they don't get the proper backing either. You know what I mean? Because they're always going to be in a situation where they don't have that backing of a huge contingency of fans, because all of their fans are over in Cuba and they can't leave. They can't come support. So that's how that goes. What did you think of Gamboa though, Ty?
Yeah, I know he had the back and forth fight with Crawford. I know that fight caught a lot of fans' attention. That was a back and forth, but I just felt bad for him toward the end of his career. I just felt like they just passed him around like food to all the young guys. Like he fought Cruz, Tank, and Devin Haney all like back to back, and I was like, that was just bad. But that was just, to me, that was just like a passing of the torch moment, throw him in there with the young guys and they just beat him badly. So I hate how they did that to him at the end of his career, but he had a good career though.
Yeah. Let me ask you this last thing, man, as far as him. Would you, who had the better career, him or Rigo?
That's a tough one.
Is it?
Rigo got stopped by Lomachenko, right?
Well, I guess you can say that.
I gotta go back and look on his Rico's resume, but I'll say Rigo maybe.
Yeah, definitely Rigo, man. If you look back, Rigo was like top 5 pound for pound at one point.
What's the question again?
Rigo or Gamboa? Who had the better career?
Oh man, Rigo.
Yeah.
Gamboa really didn't hit a stride, kind of. He was
on a cusp.
Yeah, Gamboa was like a prospect that never lived up to his potential. Like,
he was a little more than a prospect. He was a little more.
No. I said he's kind of that prospect that had a career, but he never lived up to his promise as a prospect. Like when you saw him as a prospect, you thought he would achieve more because of the talent level. You saw him, he was very, very fast. He had knockout power, stuff like that. It's just that he fought with his hands down, and you can't do that if you're. Yeah, he would get knocked down, but I didn't know he was that chinny. You know what I'm saying? Not like very, very chinny, but you can't, if you're going to fight with your hands down, you can't. It's different between getting hurt like Gamboa and fight with your hands down like Chris Nassim and getting hurt, and you get up and you get down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's right. BK is he's schooling you. He said that you're looking at it wrong, bro. They didn't pass Gamble around. They fed him the biggest paydays of his career towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end, but when he was there, when he was at top rank, remember that Crawford fight was like what? 15 years into Gamboa's career, and that fight between him and Wama, they let that water for like years, and it never happened. They waited until Wama lost, and then it lost all that steam. And then Gamboa was at featherweight, you know what I'm saying? Featherweight. He fought Crawford at lightweight. So it was all that space where all these fights with him and Mikey Garcia and all that could have happened. It just didn't happen.
There's a lot going on. I think the bigger issue is that Bud is over there picking on these little dudes. Yeah, man. Shout out to old BK, man, keeping it real, keeping it 100. Ty, this right here, this is the end of the episode as far as the boxing is concerned. Vail, he's a hip hop head, man. You know, so I got to go ahead and hook him up with some of the hip hop questions. I know you like a little hip hop yourself, but DK is getting at you again. Let me see what DK is cooking you on right now. He says that Rigo, unbeatable with no guard, incredible style in his prime. Yeah, when Rigo would he had that stance too, that you know you couldn't really get at him. But I think Rigo's career was more unfortunate than Gamboa's because Rigo, to me, was all-time great type of talent. And if they would have marketed Rigo properly, then I think that he could have really, you know, been something. Because it's hard when you have a promotional company that's telling fans that why should they watch you? See, he was another person who had unrealistic expectations because sometimes with some people in life, they can't do anything right. No matter what it is that they do, they'll go ahead and run this narrative about you. For instance, Devin Haney is in that situation right now. Like, no matter what he does, people are going to spin it where it's if he does something great, that it wasn't all that good.
Your tone, man. You know what the tone sound like? It's like you ever watch, you ever listen to Art of Dialogue, and Art want to say something that's like kind of negative or instigating. He's like, but this person did this. His tone changes.
But it's the truth. So some people, they don't have that fortune of people like when they say, what is it, assume the best intentions and stuff, like they don't give you that benefit of the doubt. Like they always spin it where it's negative. For instance, when I started peeping it out, it was 2000 like 15ish, 16ish. I remember there was a rapper, Troy Ave. Troy Ave, and I told this story before, he had a guy who kept stalking him. So they end up meeting. They end up being at the same place, right? When they were at the same place, the dude who was stalking them ended up having a pistol. So Troy Ave, somehow the dude was trying to get at Troy Ave. Somehow Troy Ave gets the pistol from the dude. Now he's in not attack mode, but he's getting him off him. His friend ends up getting killed in the situation, but Troy Ave gets the gun from the guy and runs the dude off. They ran an article the next day talking about Troy Ave, the guy who was trying to victimize him. He gets the gun and then he chases the guy off. But guess what they said? But we know Troy Ave isn't about that life. I'm like, what life isn't he about? That's some heroic stuff that he just did. How can you associate him not being about that life when he just did something that was remarkable? That's what they do with Devin Haney. That's what they were doing with Rigo. When you have Bob Arum talking about he can't sell out this and that, why would you want to watch this? I saw Rigo beat this big Japanese dude up so bad, he had 2 orbital bones broken. What they said in the article is that he's boring. How is he boring when he just... That's what I'm saying, man. They did him dirty, man. Did him dirty. But anywho, man, Ty, this is the end of this part of the episode. Certainly shout out. What my boy DK talking about? DK, is he cooking Vail again? He says that they label Rigo, and killed his career. And then they start having him on long layoffs. So again, that's why when you talk about people like Backroom, oh, he lost to Josh Kelly. He can't get a fight, and then the only fight that they give him is against a guy who's a runner around the ring, and he fighting a dude after like a 2-year layoff, and then he got to fight him in his hometown, and then they give him the benefit of the doubt on every situation that happens. Like, again, he's not in that blessed, situation where they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt because they're trying to do everything that they can to get his title away from him because they don't think that they can market the dude. Just go ahead and let the dude be who he is and let the chips fall where they may. Let the best man win. That's what I say. But we ain't in a world like that. And then that's why I say I don't let that stuff deter me from what's real. Boots in is you cool, man. You good. But we ain't gonna put you in no loftier category than you've earned. That's just what I'm saying. Hey, we keeping it thou wild.
like Tim Bradley,
Tim Bradley starting to grow on me when he talk about certain guys. But Ty, that's that right there. They're not right here, Ty. We also keep it 100 on this. We know that Triple G would have whooped on Bud.
Triple G is a career middleweight.
That's right. And they whoop on Bud. That's a fact. All right, man. That's the last part of this, Bill. Did you want to play one of your songs? And Ty, like I said, that's that part of the episode, man. I gotta let this because Bill he need that hip hop up in his life. You understand what I'm saying?
No, man, I'm not on my technology level to do that yet, man. You free to take one of them, man. We can do it next week, whatever,
What's that?
Play my album, whatever song you want to play, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't find it. That's what I was looking for.
It's on SoundCloud. I got it on. I just uploaded to YouTube a couple of days ago. That SoundCloud is the easiest. YouTube is kind of, for me, it was a little difficult because
what do you put in the search engine?
You put in food left on the table.
That's what I got.
Food left on the table. It's public now.
Table. Veil.
Yeah, I didn't like how YouTube did it because, I have to put in. Well, yeah, I don't know why it's not coming up. I had to put in order, put the songs in order. Where SoundCloud, you can sequence it a lot better.
Do you have a website or a page?
No, I don't actually have a page. I have just a SoundCloud page.
I don't understand. I don't even know how it's on there. Like, it could be anywhere, man. I can't even remember where I put my SoundCloud. But anywho, Vale's just messed up the whole thing right there. But just a few things, man. Before we remember, that's Daryl Spence right there. That ain't no error. A couple things, man. Again, I just pick what it is I see. You fellas, man, I got a couple R&B, then we'll end with the hip hop. But before we even get to that, I'm gonna let you cook, Vail. You said, what did you fellas first use? Was it compact disc? Was it cassette, 8-track, or was it vinyl?
Well, my parents had a record player, so it was vinyl, man. I learned how to scratch records early. We had what was it? Hotter Than July by Stevie Wonder. He had all the Motown and Ohio Players, and yeah, man, we was on it. Then I ended up having, in that time period, which was the early 80s, we transferred to more so cassette tapes. I know one of the first cassette tapes I had was Prince, Prince, the one with Kiss. So yeah, more of that. And I was aware of the 8-track because I had a lot of family members that used to use the 8-tracks. It was only hot for a little bit.
What about you, Ty? What did you were introduced to? Like, what did you first use?
Yeah, of course, me, it was cassettes, but like growing up and everything, my uncles had the stereo, with all the old classics. I never really messed around with it or really listened to it, but it was just cool to see, his collection and everything. But of course, me growing up in, the early 90s, of course, I had, like, my parents bought this, me and my brother, every rapper album that came out, we had it, man. So I just like the Walkman, just press and rewind. Of course, then I went on to the CDs, but the bad thing is they always got scratched up eventually. Yeah. So I would say the cassette era was my era.
Cassette era. Yeah, I used to hate when they you had to like wind up the tape in there.
Yeah, eat it up sometimes. Yeah. At least it wasn't like CDs. At least tapes were kind of repairable. Like CDs, man, you had to pay to get it fixed. Like if it got too scratched up, or you had to buy it again.
CDs were cool. Yeah, I definitely started off with the vinyl. I think there was a car that they had that had 8 tracks in there, but I was just always on the vinyl though, man, for sure. Yeah. I miss that era too because you had like the sound of the, you know what I'm saying? Like when the song come on,
static.
The little static on there. I miss that, man.
You know who put that on there purposely? You put that in these songs was I know DJ Premier does it sometimes, and Mobb Deep. They purposely put static in there to give it that gritty sound.
I love that right there, man. And Bill, I know you're a big movie guy, man. Okay, Hank. Okay, DK is still on your mata. Let me see what he's saying. Yeah, be on Bill Mata, man. Go ahead, call him out for that nonsense. Haney spent years chasing fan love, but finally learned the Floyd lesson. If they won't pay to see you win, they'll pay to see you lose. He stopped seeking approval and fully embraced the villain persona. I think to a certain degree, and I think that Ryan Garcia fight really helped them as well, because if they're going to like excuse Ryan Garcia, people who you thought that really was a supporter of you, especially once you found out that he tested positive, and you still talking about, I can't unsee what I saw. Well, I can't unsee what I saw as far as those test results. You know what I'm saying? Like once I saw that, then it's everything is, all bets are off now. Now I'm ashamed of Ryan Garcia. I'm disgusted with Ryan Garcia. I don't want to see Ryan Garcia. I want this dude to be punished severely for entering that ring on those PEDs. And then also the stuff that he was doing before the fight. Like he's sabotaging the dang on fight, and then they still showing him love, and they still trying to tear down Devin Haney. Not the fans. You had the networks and commentators and former fighters and stuff like that. I just saw last week one of the guys from Flint, and I used to love, I went to go see him fight. I don't know if he went to that fight. He was over here at the MGM. He has a twin. And so he was on his podcast, and he had all type of negative things to say about Devin Haney. But I said, okay, it must be some type of reason. It got to a point where I'm like, what are you benefiting from this? Like as far as the vitriol that you're spewing. But when I really thought that it was bad is when they ignored the fact that Ryan Garcia, and they also kind of excused Ryan Garcia for entering the ring on PEDs against Devin Haney. I don't care what he was on. I'm like, huh? Are you serious, good brother? Like, I can see a novice fan having that perspective, but you are a former fighter. Matter of fact, in one of your fights, you had like a injury. And when you were fighting, sometimes the injury that you had, it was affecting you in some of your other fights. And I don't know if the guy that you were fighting who did it to you, if they want PEDs or not. But what if they were? And that's the reason why you were having those issues. But you were willing to excuse Ryan Garcia just because you have a disdain for the Haney family. To me, that was beyond me, man. That was beyond me. I didn't know what. Again, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone when I saw that. Also, fellas, so again, Bill loves a good movie, right? Bill, what's the greatest sports movie you've ever seen?
Greatest sports movie? Rocky.
What about you, Todd?
Greatest one. Are you talking about as far as true stories or just any?
Oh, we're gonna get to that in a second. The next one is true story. I'm just saying, what's the great sports movie?
I'm
gonna give you two.
Know, man, I gotta think on that one, man. It's a lot. Well, as far as boxing, it's a lot of like movies about fighters that I honestly didn't like. I didn't like Ali with Will Smith. I didn't like it. Believe for this about Vinny Paz. It was decent, but I think it could have been better. It's a lot. I have to think on that one, man.
Yeah, Rocky and stuff like that was cool. I like that. I thought that more recently that Foreman movie was pretty cool. I like that. But as far as just sports movies, it's two. Remember the Titans and Miracle. Woo! I can sit there.
Remember Titans, I'll say that I'll put that for true stories, especially considering we live right in the area. We know what school it is.
Well, listen, the school I teach at feeds into that high school. We feed into the former what was they before? Because it's Alexandria City High School now.
TC Williams.
TC Williams. Yep, TC Williams. And then also the school I work at now, that was the school you saw. They had where I worked at middle school. That was one of the high schools at the time. And you'll see on the coach's shirt, it'll say that middle school on there. As far as best true movies.
Right. I'll say for me, since you got this up, I'll say for the last question, for me, childhood movie is the Sandlot. Baseball. So that was, to me, I love that. The Sandlot.
That's a classic right there.
That's
all of them are classics.
Killing Me Smalls.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of that dude doing that. He's an adult
the
now.
great Bambino.
Yeah, he be doing that. He be reacting to some of that stuff. It's nice to see, like, you know how when kids they grow up and they despise like some of the, or even adults, they despise some of the old stuff they did. I like how that actor kind of like he plays along with it, like, hey man, I love it.
DK over there cooking, man. DK says this what DK feel. He say the program came out in 1993. You got James Caan, Omar Epps, Halle Berry, following the tense on and off field pressures faced by players of the fictional Eastern State Timberwolves. I remember the program. For some reason, I remember it had like little scary parts or something like that, a little suspense, I should say. A little bit more suspenseful. That's a fact. What about the true stories? Is that what your answer? Is Remember the Titans?
Yeah, that's mine, yeah.
Okay. All right, man. I'm gonna give you one R&B, then we'll get to that hip hop because I know you fellas some hip hop heads. This tells me a lot about a fella. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about that good music. So it's 1993. I don't know if this is before your time, Ty, but these albums came out. Janet, Diary of a Madman, R. Kelly, Tony Braxton. Put those albums in order. Which first to last?
Janet, R. Kelly, Tony Braxton, and Jodeci.
Yeah, it's a little before my time, but of course I like R. Kelly, so I'll say Janet, R. Kelly, Tony Braxton, then Jodeci. But I like Jodeci better, so I'll say Jodeci, then Tony Braxton.
Yeah, the Janet and R. Kelly, that's a toss-up because I like them for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to put R. Kelly number one. You know what I'm saying? As far as like from political reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like for
yeah.
So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go Janet. I'm gonna go 12 play. But for a matter of fact, I gotta go Diary of a Madman because there's a couple songs in there. Fiendin'. Okay, DK says R. Kelly, Jodeci, Janet, and Tony. I can see that too. Like those three right there. But Diary of a Madman, I think Madman, it had a couple songs on there. They had more songs on there that I never really listened to as much. But the ones that I liked, I liked. You know what I'm saying? But Tony, I wasn't as big of a fan of Tony, even though she was good. Don't get me wrong, as those other three. But 1993, that was a good year. All right, man. And then Ty, are you an R&B guy? Do you like R&B music?
Yes, sir.
What's one of your favorite groups?
Groups, so it's R&B. I like Drew Hill.
So that's your era right there.
Yeah, I like Drew Hill. It's a lot of them, man. But I like Drew Hill.
But see, that was back when they were still making good R&B.
Yeah.
It's like that. People don't even love each other anymore.
What was it? You know what I was listening to?
There ain't no love.
Even when I was on here, even when I was getting on consistent with you guys, I don't know if I ever said it, but I like Immature.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's your era.
But You know what? I'm a bat for them on that one because they're kind of underrated. When you listen, especially their early stuff in the mid '90s, they're kind of underrated.
I mean, again, that's still good R&B. I can't mind.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just that they in that era, you know what I'm saying, where you had to know how to sing. Like you can't have people in there, producer in there messing up your vocal.
What about Another Bad Creation?
Yeah, I remember them. It's just that they just got caught up in the loop, and I feel like I don't know what happened with them. It had to be something to do with their second album, where it just didn't catch on. But I do. I actually had that tape with Aisha and the Playground and all that. Jealous
Ty,
Girl.
Yeah, Ty. What did you think about Sammy? Were you a Sammy fan?
Nah.
That's before you. No.
Yeah, it's for me. But I would say I would throw in there too. I like 112. I like Jagged Edge. It's a lot more. I know it's a lot more. I just can't think on the top of my head though.
12 is where the players do it. But let me ask you this question. Lloyd. Did you listen to Lloyd?
Nah.
Oh,
I ain't listen to Lloyd either.
Lloyd got about 2 or 3 classics though. I'm gonna tell you. All right, this I'm gonna end on this right as far as the R&B. Bobby Valentino.
Oh yeah. Well, are you talking about? So when you said Lloyd, you talking about the Lloyd from like the
singer?
Yeah, oh yeah. Cool.
The one that had
you thinking you were
Red.
talking about somebody from like the early '90s or something.
No, I'm talking about Lloyd.
Oh yeah, Lloyd and Bobby Valentino, of course. Yeah,
man.
Of course.
This comes before your time. This before your time. But Vail, were you a music soul child guy?
Somewhat. I feel like because he was out, it was a lot of cats that was overshadowing him as far as the neo soul movement. Like, because he was out, but
you did overshadow because he was
yeah. You also had D'Angelo. You had Jill Scott that just came out at the same time. You had
he just loaded. That's like you said in abundance. Like you had options. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
We ain't got nothing
at all.
Yeah,
he ain't got nothing, man. Let me see what my guy. He say R. Kelly. Did I already read that?
Yeah, you read that already.
I already read that right there. Okay, let's skip out of this right here. Look at my girl right here, man. I used to have a crush on her, Ty, right here. Lisa and Call Jam.
I just saw her on Family Feud the other day. Like she was on a Celebrity Family Feud last Friday. I can't remember who she was playing. I think she's playing against En Vogue. I think she's playing against En Vogue.
I used to have a crush on Don from En Vogue. That's your boy, man. All right, let's go ahead and get to the hip hop. All right, this right here is before your time, Ty, right here.
Like you said, before his time. You don't know what you listen.
I already know 1987 because this is when I was, out there. You know what I'm saying, moving and grooving. So he can't really be up on this. This right here, you got 1987. You got Bad. You got Paid in Full. That's a cold album cover right there, Paid in Full with the money in the back. You got Cinderfella Dana Dang. Then you had Criminal Minded. What's the top 2 on here, man? I know Dana Dang, you can't put them in that.
I'll say Paid in Full and Criminal Minded.
So you're gonna do L like that?
Yeah, I mean Bad had like bigger hits. Like even the song I'm Bad, which is like, and I Need Love, but I'm Bad specifically is a crazy song for its time. People don't realize how L was that dude when he came out.
No rapper can rap quite like I can. I put a muscle-bound man in his face in the sand.
He was considered hardcore. Like folks was paying attention, but
sure.
It's just that as far as in totality, I mean, Paid in Full is like
great
out from beginning to end, and Criminal Minded too.
That was a transitional period in hip hop too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's
DMC and all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Run DMC and L too. Like L just was able to ride out in different eras, especially because of those songs that he had, like for the ladies.
Yeah,
it's Jingling Baby and all of that. Like he just kept doing it. What's that other song? Doing it. Like I'm like every era, like somebody come out with something like, damn, L got another hit.
Hey Love probably saved his career.
Yeah, all of them. All right, so now, Ty. So as far as hip hop, Capone and Noriega, were you familiar with them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they talking about announcing the first album in over a decade, and they gonna have some production by Dre. Y'all fellas excited about that?
I don't know. I like Dre, but I don't know if they fit Dre's music. Like, I'd be more excited if they said, "Hey, we got a joint album with Have It."
Mm-hmm. It's just with Dre. I don't think it's coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because we seen with Rakim. It was somebody else that had an album with Dre that never came out. And Dre is one of my
Rakim. See, Rakim's situation was different though, because it was creative differences. It was something that Rakim wanted to be talking about, and they didn't want that. They wanted to go in a different direction. So Rakim ended up going home.
But I feel like let Rakim say what he's saying, and it still would have been fire, man.
Right. That's right. You can't take away from the God MC like his creative, you know.
Yeah. You gonna have Rakim talk about popping people and messing with women. I mean, what are you talking about?
G-Funk. You want to talk about G-Funk? Are you? What about you, Ty? You excited? Well, which album did you like more? Did you like that first Capone and Noriega or NORE? Which one was better to you?
I knew this is the one that y'all don't want to mess with us. Y'all, I made that CD for a lot of people too at that time. So
yeah, that's the second one, the reunion.
Okay, the second one. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, they're all everybody's older now, so I guess it just doesn't have that excitement like the 90s, man. So that's just how I take it, man.
Who's the coolest old guy's album that you heard? You know what I mean? Like post 40 years old.
Clips.
That was a classic right there.
Yeah,
Clips had a cold one. I'm gonna tell you who had. I'm gonna tell you if y'all haven't listened to him. Daz and Corrupt about 2 years ago.
Yeah, the one they did with Snoop.
We all we got. Go back and listen to that. Go back, man. That's
like they had fun doing it. Like they wanted to do it.
Yeah, man. You got Battle Cat on production. You got Superfly. You got it's a whole bunch of guys in there getting busy. Then they got the premiere track at the end when they're going ahead with the lyrical stuff.
That's the one. Yep, that's the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But anyway, as far as hardcore,
it had Rage on that premiere track, didn't it?
Yeah, that was Rage and RBX. Snoop,
that's the one.
Yeah, and then that We All We Got, that song is vintage West Coast. Boom. You know, I got that beat like that Zap Parliament type stuff. Because you know that West Coast, they got that bass. You know what I mean? All right. Who's the first hardcore female MC that you fellas are familiar with? I know for me it was like MC Shadi or somebody like that, or Shantae, because that's the
I was Shantae, Roxanne Shantae.
It was the chick from or the female from Funky 4+1. But they had
Sha-Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say he might be Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
What was Kim? Was Kim out when you were listening to music yet?
Yeah, but I think she's the one I rock with the most for sure. I know Lil' Kim's music, man. What is the first album? We had a song called On Dot, where she had the little girl rapping.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Kim was the one I probably listened to the most.
Kim was hard. Yeah, Kim was hard. Because then, like, a lot of people, like at first, Biggie probably was helping her out, but after a while,
DK, salute.
Yeah, DK says, "Hey everyone, this was my first time here, and it's an excellent show. I really enjoyed the topics. I have to jump off, but I'm wishing you fellas the very best. Salute, man. We'll be on here. If you haven't hit the like and sub, make sure you do so, DK. And I like the knowledge that you have. Anytime that you want to hop on, you can hop on, man. That stuff that you were saying towards Bill, yeah, go ahead and say it to his face, man. You know,
man, go
ahead. Yeah, because Bill always
love here, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, spewing that hate on Devin Haney. You understand me? But what were you gonna say, Ty?
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, I listen to a lot of Lil' Kim's music the most. Yeah, and I was just cranking. I know it's not a topic, but I was just cranking at work. Notorious Thugs, man. I had it on repeat. I know we talked about it before, but just the way it starts off gets to me, man.
Who had the hardest verse?
Just moaning, Biggie. Just that get my blood flowing at work, man. I was like,
who had the hardest verse though?
Biggie and the whoever was after Biggie. I don't know if it was Lazy. 7 a.m. Looking at money with Henny, caffeine, and green, and nicotino, dose of pop a couple of dozen. What's that? I was like, man, that gets to me, man. Okay.
Biggie has some. We need to listen to that one day and make sure that they had the best verses. Because who are you a bigger fan of, Biggie or Pop?
Biggie, but as I got older, I started listening to Pop more, and I really appreciate, his music. But I would say I was straightforward. I was listening to Biggie.
East Coast bias, folks. East Coast bias. Oh, so you listen to Biggie a little bit more, huh? Yeah, that's the East Coast, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because Pac first 2 albums sound like he was from the East Coast.
Yeah, but when you talking,
that's why they didn't. It's because Pac is like revisionist history. People love the West Coast and all this and that, and they like to claim him. But there was a time period where it seemed like he wasn't respected on either coast.
Well, I don't know. I know that he wasn't as mainstream. It was after that Juice. Like Juice, like a lot of people didn't know. It was like, dang, so Pac is in the movie, but he had that CD that either was coming out. Because I remember he was sitting on the couch with Arsenio Hall. And so that's when people were like, oh, okay, Pac. And then they started associated with him because he was a roadie for Digital Underground. Mm-hmm. It's like, and then so he was kind of coming out of that. But then he put, like, the crazy thing is a lot of people don't understand that he was only with Death Row for 9 months.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a lot of work that he put. That's a lot of music and songs and movies, and like every day is just filled with events for him. Like he filled up a 24-hour day. Like he had to be just constantly. Once they let that dude out of jail, they just left a ball of energy out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Because all of his days was filled with. Because I remember Warren G said that he was sitting down and they had a conversation and he was working on some music and that was going to go on Poetic Justice. And so when he was talking to Pac, they had a conversation and he was putting together that definition of a thug. He was putting together that beat. And then he said, Pac went right in the booth. After they had the conversation, Pac wrote some stuff down. And he said, in the song, this conversation that they had, he put like a lot of the stuff that they were talking about in that verse. It was like, dang, like how the heck did he do that quick? You know what I'm saying? And so that work ethic and everything. And some people will look at Pac bars on some of his songs and they'd be like, they're kind of elementary. Because if you put them on paper and you like read it, you like, that's kind of like elementary. But the passion that he like the vocal inflection and all of that type of stuff. He had all of that type of stuff mastered where he was one of the first guys that you really felt what it is that he was saying. But also he can get you with multiple syllable type stuff too. You know what I mean? F the click and the click, come equipped with game. That's like 5 syllables. You know what I'm saying? Come equipped with game. You know what I'm saying? Or at least 4. All right, man. If you need a hit, who you putting on the hook, man? You putting, I said, no, I said Nate Dogg. That's not, I didn't write this. I just took a picture. It's a Nate Dogg, T-Pain, Neo for real. If you want to hit, who you want?
Nate Dogg.
Why is that?
Name one bad song that Nate Dogg had the hook for.
Because all the songs that I like, the word played, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't no, because he was on a lot of songs, and there's some songs when I look at like his album, I didn't like some of them songs. Like they were okay. What about you, Ty? You got who you going with, Neo?
I agree with Val, but I ain't gonna. I'm just gonna sing one this song. You see, you love me now. Girl, you love me if I was down and out. Would you still have love for me, girl? Yeah, Nate Dogg was that dude, man.
You put him on a hook, it's like magic, man. Like
that's what Cube and Mac 10 said. It ain't a hit until Nate Dogg spit. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. But who's second? All right, let's give him that number 1 spot.
I give it to Pharrell.
Mhm.
I think Pharrell. I mean, because at least if Pharrell singing the hook, he probably did the beat or had the Neptunes do the beat. He put a little bit of his love into it. You know what I'm saying? You could tell it came from him.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you who he a biter though. He's a biter, man. You know why? You know who he bit off of?
Ooh.
Sleepy Brown.
But Sleepy Brown is not on here. If Sleepy Brown's on here, we can pick Sleepy Brown.
No, I'm just saying he bit off of him. No, that, and I didn't peep that until Goody said that. He wasn't doing that until, and then I listened back at Sleepy Brown. I'm like, dang, that is a very, similar, you know what I'm saying, style. But shout out to them, man. I do like Pharrell. I like those tracks. Beautiful and all of them. What's the best storytelling song?
I think we were asking this before, but I'll say it's Children's Story. Brenda's Got a Baby. And I Got a Story to Tell.
I'm gonna tell you one that you missing.
And Rewind by Nas.
And I'm gonna tell you one that you missing. I'm gonna let you go though, Ty. What's a storytelling song that you like?
It's got to be Biggie's. I just had to think on the names.
Story to Tell.
Yeah, probably that. It's more songs here that.
Listen, man, Slick Rick, Moment I Feared is a cold song.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you one that slept on. Renee. Every time I hear that,
I know about Renee. Yeah,
Renee, I'd be sad, man. Renee ended up getting shot because she was.
Hey, listen to that song. I'm do a little exercise. It's funny. It's really, really funny. Listen to that song and count how many times that Mr. Cheeks blaze up in that song.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna let Ty think on that. But while you thinking,
I'm gonna just say, Biggie, somebody got to die. I'll just say that for him. Somebody got to die. I like how you started it off, man.
You know what's cool about Biggie is that Biggie was a true hip hop MC and he studied the game. Like he had to have him a song where he's storytelling. He had to have a lyrical song. Then he had to have a song that was hard. He had to have a song that was catered to the females. But he did it at a high level. Like if you put together, you know how you have somebody's tail of the tape, like what they good at. Like he was very high in different categories. You know what I'm saying? He studied the game really well. Also was a good beat selector too. All right, man. I'm gonna ask you fellas this. This is it could be a tough question, could be easy. But you got some people say that that's Tribe Called Quest's best album, The Low End Theory. And some people say that that's Nas's best album, or it could be, the second, It Was Written. However, if you put these two albums together in a versus, who would you favor, The Low End Theory or It Was Written? Two.
I don't favor a Low End Theory. I'm a bigger Nas fan. Low End Theory just got too much and too many hits on it.
What about you, Todd? Are you familiar with both of those classics?
Yeah, I've had one of the albums, but honestly, it's been so long, man. So I can't really remember. So I had to sit this one out.
So I got to go. It was written. It was written slightly because it may be one song it was written that I don't listen to, but it's a couple more like the ones that I like and I love that vibe. Like the vibe on Low End Theory is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to create, that type of, listening pleasure. Like it's just a certain feel that you have. But It Was Written, it takes me through different chambers. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I mean? But you got the One Loves. You got, like I say, when Nas came out and he said this, I'm gonna tell you the line that I always go back to that stuck to my ribs was when I came in and I was listening. That dude said, sneak a Uzi on the island in my army jacket and lining. Like he had me, like damn near for life. You understand what I'm saying? What about these songs? You gonna have to sit this one out too, Ty. One Love by Houdini or I Need Love by LL. Don't choose the wrong one.
I'm gonna go I Need Love.
You out your marbles.
No, I just like it, but more. I mean, One Love is more general. You know, I Need Love is very specific to me.
I lay down my jacket over a puddle. Like, no, like, come on, man. One Love. Listen when we get off here, because you're not gonna do it. So I'm gonna sing you the song. Like, you already know I need love, but I'm gonna sing you One Love is.
I
That
know what
should
One
be
Love
like.
is. I've heard One Love, man. I'll listen to it.
One Love should be like immortalized. Like, you should put that like on a Mount
I never
Rushmore.
said it's not immortalized or it's not great song. I just said I think. Oh, go to the next. Go to the next.
When I say One Love, do I mean? I just went through the exact same thing. Like, they telling you a story, like boom, boom, and it's like a grown-up story. These dudes probably like in their mid-20s. Old song, man. Who has the most distinctive voice in rap music history?
Tupac.
Okay. Ty, who you think?
What do you mean? What do you mean when you said like
when you hear it, you like, okay, that's him right there. Like, you know,
DMX.
DMX got one. Yeah. I mean, I think Jay-Z got one too.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know it's DMX when you hear that. That's all you need. All you need is the go.
DMX. Let me see. Who else got a distinct Exhibit? You know what I'm saying? You hear Exhibit, you know that's Exhibit. Busta Rhymes.
Nas.
I think all them dudes. Like, it's hard to say.
Snoop.
Snoop. Oh, Snoop with that nasal flow. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like, it's all of them. Like, it's just, and that's the thing that you had was the unique. You had the voices, you had the styles. Like, dudes wasn't biting off each other. I miss that part of hip hop. I miss R&B, man. Like, God, dog. The other question, man, we got about 2 or 3 more left, and then we could call it a day. These two right here, very similar, man, and they offbeat style. Who you go with?
Biz Markie. Biz Markie walk so Old Dirty Bastard can run.
Got you. All right, that's before.
Plus, I can play Biz Markie in front of my mother. You know what I'm saying, or my grandmother, my aunt. I can play Biz Markie. I can't play ODB.
You can't play ODB.
I can play Fantasy. I can play that song with Mariah Carey though.
You might be able to play that, but here's the thing with Biz Markie. The reason why I have to go with Biz Markie is because he was on his own. Like, Biz Markie was kind of that dude, you know what I mean, for a period, and it was Biz Markie. Like, it wasn't like ODB. He was as great as he still was attached to Wu. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you make an argument with Redman or Meth. To me, I gotta go with Meth because Meth was that dude, like that 92, 93 time frame. Time for some action and all that type of stuff. And then when he was coming out with
Red. I know what you're saying though.
Yeah, you gotta.
He didn't have the Woo with him.
Right. Okay, this right here, man. So now we're talking about storytelling. Which of these songs would you go with?
Oh, it's the ones on the bottom. I can't see the bottom.
So Just a Friend, that's Biz, and then you got Brenda's Got a Baby, and you got Nas Rewind.
Oh, Today Was a Good Day. Better than all of them to me.
Okay. What about you, Ty?
Who's on the bottom left again?
Bottom left is Just a Friend. I know he's just a friend. You got Brenda's Got a Baby, and then you got Rewind by Nas.
I like either I Got a Story to Tell or Brenda's Got a Baby.
I'm going with Nas Rewind, man. When I first heard that messed my head up, dude telling a story backwards. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. Now, this is a little joke right here because Memphis Bleak, he's in a joke telling, I guess. So he says that he claims he could do a versus against Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo by himself. Do you agree?
Yeah, man, you might want to call one of the homeboy or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Even it up.
Like, I don't know what songs would he do. I know he got like
if That's Your Girl, he got Right Here with Trick Daddy. He got Coming to Age. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
he could just do the songs that a lot of people want. Like the song that he did the videos for, they know them songs, but the album song, I know a lot of his album songs. So, but I don't see him. He definitely ain't beating Lloyd. He definitely ain't beating Banks, man. Definitely not. But I think he can hold his own with Yayo. But
Yeah, he'll beat Lay Yayo to me.
yeah, I mean, he's the weak. To me, he's the weakest link. Really, he's the weakest link. But he definitely ain't beating Banks, man.
Okay. All
I
right,
like coming. I'm with Bell, man. I like coming of age, man. Come up in the game and add a couple of dollar signs to my name. Might disturbing the peace.
I'm gonna tell you a song that you fellas. He got a song with Papoose, and then Pap say, he stayed close to Memphis, like Tennessee or something like that. He in the rhyme like that. But it's a cold.
Yeah. That's also hard featuring 50 Cent.
Yeah. That's
bring it back. Say that crash. Yeah. That's also hard. That's also hard featuring 50 Cent though.
But that's the best verse that I heard Memphis Bleak spit was on there. And then that other one when he talk about, it's like he opened up the album. That one dude is on there, the fake Scarface dude, who like Memphis Bleak gonna be the next one, whatever it is he's saying. And then Memphis starts spitting. Like that's the cold verse that he got on there. But outside that, I never really was a Bleak guy.
I like some of the song. I think it's a song called Hustlers featuring Beanie. I like that one. If you know, Meth, I ain't the type to front. I put any gun to you. What type you want? Supply any drug for you. What how you want? Bag any chick for you. Nice and slow. So he nice with it, but he just never really got his props though.
Oh, you talking about Memphis?
Yeah, I don't think he got his props. I think he was just like the guy that was under Jay-Z. And you know, like I don't think any Bleak's albums really went platinum. I know he went gold, I believe, but I mean I like Bleak. I definitely rock with Bleak. I feel like he just didn't get his props.
He wasn't writing his own raps at first. Like he needed Jay-Z at first. Like he started writing his songs after a while.
Yeah.
But at first he was getting the backing from Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a bar when I say, man, I'm Wilton Henry, aka Mr. He Don't Play. You mess with me, I leave a fool sounding like Michelle A. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you caught that Barville?
Yeah.
Leave a fool sounding like Michelle. You know, Michelle A sound like a little girl. Something. But anyway, man, last but not least, this is gonna be the show runner. We've been going with this right here. And the two albums, man, this was two of Mary J. Blige's classics. Two that I love and I hold near and dear to my heart. I'm gonna start with you, Vale. Which one are you gonna go with, man? You gonna go with My Life, or are you gonna go with?
Both of them are great. Like both of them are great albums, man. Like what's the 411 was like the introduction and like had the real love and you remind me and all that. My Life was just like Mary just going through stuff, man. And they always say that when she's going through stuff, she made better music. So that's kind of her at her apex, at her best. So it's easy to pick that album. However, I feel like What's the 411 just hit everybody by surprise. Like if that album doesn't happen, My Life doesn't happen. And when you have songs like, you know what I'm saying, Real Love and all that, and What's the 411 with Grand Poobah. Oh man, because now you got me thinking that My Life had
You remind me. But hold on. You get Real Love, You Remind Me, Reminisce, Love No Limit. Like, come on.
Oh yeah. What's the 411? Yeah, I'm going What's the 411.
You know, My Life is cold. Don't get me wrong. And it's a little bit more slower. Like what's going to me, it covers more ground. I got the little mid-level songs, a little faster songs, and it got the heartfelt songs. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit. I mean, you could go if you just saying as far as songs that no skips that you're going to listen to, you might go with My Life. But What's Come was just so much more impactful. You know what I mean? You got a dog in a fight, Ty? Or you wasn't a Mary J listener?
Yeah. I didn't know her albums, but I just know over the songs, so I can't really speak on it. But yeah, I do like Real Love. I just don't know. I wasn't familiar with the albums, but I know a lot of her songs though.
that whatever that 7-day song was. That's my favorite Mary J song. But man, that's gonna be it, man. Next week, I'm gonna report live from Rio de Janeiro. That's my girl Juliana, man. So we'll go ahead. I don't know if she'll be on with us or not. Speak a little bit of that Portuguese, but yeah, man, I'll be down there, man. You fellas got anything lined up as far as the rest of the summer? Or y'all just gonna chill?
I'm gonna chill. I might have some in February. We might go down to Ocean City, chill out there. I know
You got a Jamaican joint out there?
you said what was that?
You got the largest Jamaican like restaurant type thing.
I haven't been there yet, but I'm gonna check that out. But and then probably at the end of the year, that's my 10-year anniversary, so we'll probably do a big trip in December, early December.
What about you, Ty? I know you've been doing a little bit more traveling lately.
Yeah, I don't know as far as anything coming up. I mean, but like I said, I did go on a cruise. Went to Canada a couple times, so I was glad, had some experience going out the country for the first time. So glad with the experience, man. Good experience.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Canada. You don't you went through like that Peace Bridge area. Is that where you went?
Went to Canada.
Yeah.
It was Quebec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They speak French out there.
Yeah, because the Peace Bridge area, that'll take you to like Hamilton area, and then you taking the Queens Highway, and that's going to take you straight to Toronto. But that's from Buffalo. So you got Buffalo, then you got what is that big? I forgot the name. It's the famous like falls or whatever that you have to go
Niagara
through.
Falls.
Niagara Falls. So you go right through. So that's the Peace Bridge area.
Yeah. So like I did go through New York to get there. So maybe we are talking about the same spot. But like I said, I just once I got there, it was like an hour drive. Once I got across the border. So yeah, it was a good experience, man.
And they so like out there in Canada, they so nice. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're on a road and stuff like that, it's a certain distance that they drive from each other. Like when I was in Toronto, as opposed to being in a major city like DC or New York is the worst because New York, you can't play around. Like if I'm supposed to turn right here, I got to be ready to turn. Like I got to know where the hell I'm going. But in Toronto, they give you enough space. Let's say, for instance, like my GPS is buffering a little bit, and I'm waiting to see if I actually need to turn here. They not even honking their horn or anything like that. They like giving you the leeway to like make your decision. And this is like damn near as many people there as it is in New York. Like the roads are busy, but they still, have that, moral compass about themselves where they kind of cordial on the road. Even when I went to a baseball game, like they were heckling the New York Mets, the Toronto team, the Blue Jays fans, but they were doing it in a way that was so respectful. I was like, damn, that's crazy that they're heckling them, but they're doing it where it's like, it's in a nice way. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, Bill, any last words, man? How we going to close this out, man? You want to go ahead and I'm going to let Ty, man. Ty, how people can get at you, man?
Yeah, man. Podcast is in this corner. Facebook is Ty Finney. But yeah, I just did an interview earlier before I came on with you guys. GARCIA Raleigh, 140 pounder out of Ohio. Learned some good things from him. Sparred Abdullah Mason and his brothers. Sparred Tiger Johnson, Charles Conwell. Sparred Montana Love. So be on the lookout for him. And speaking of music, Wilton, I told you already, there is a Wu-Tang Bone Thugs concert coming up in Jersey next month, and then they got in October, of course, they got the No Limit, Cash Money joint. So I'm definitely thinking about stepping out to both of those, or maybe one of them. I don't know, but. And as far as the music and the movie, I finally got a chance to watch Michael for the first time. I enjoyed it, but I did not know that I know when it first came out, a lot of people were talking about it, but I didn't know it did as good as it did at the box office. But like
Broke
for watching
records.
the movie, he was like a global superstar. I mean, of course, I knew about Michael Jackson when I was younger, the Thriller and all that, but I hadn't actually really got into it. But seeing the movie, showing like he was like a global superstar, like to be an African American guy, like he was a
Ty,
global superstar, man.
Ty, that's why you see me. So when I'm talking like Boots Ennis and guys like that, see, we seen some things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Vail was around for that level of stardom, but I remember seeing that. Like you can't, replace that. You can't replicate that. Like you will never. And what he had to go through as far as like his family structure and things like that, they had gotten Mike to a level where he was just like a robot in terms of something like as far as those skills that he had. Like he even if he didn't want to perform well, he's gonna perform well anyway because they had instilled all of that type of stuff in him. It was a no play, no nonsense type era. So I remember all that type of stuff. So what I saw as far as that, I can't let somebody supersede what I see as far as that. And it wasn't because he's just popular. It's because that dude got busy. It's that dude was cold. That dude was a musical genius. And on top of that, he wasn't the only one. Prince was cold too. You had people like that. You had people like I'm just saying, like, just out at that time. You got dang on the Zap Band. They not even looked at like you got a Rick James. It's just a plethora of that. You know what I'm saying? That people had that type of skill, that type of dexterity. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Bill may have not been around at that time. So he don't know anything about that either. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to say too, like I've seen documentaries on him and stuff, and like I've seen like as soon as like he'll pop up and get ready to start singing, the ladies were passing out. I was like, and they show that in the movie. I mean, like the ladies passing out, security carrying them out. I'm like, dang, the dude didn't even sing for 10 seconds. He just popped in the air and y'all already passing out.
I'm gonna blow your mind, Ty. I remember those videos in the '80s, and especially in the late '80s. There was some men passing out too.
Yeah, it's like, and then at his house, when he was just stepping out, you got so many people lined up, just outside his house. The man just living his life. You got all these people outside, right? His house full with letters. I was like, damn, man, that's a next level of superstardom right there.
Because you know why? No social media. So as far as what would be in your inbox, that's outside your house. You know what I'm saying? Like people trying to send you messages and stuff like that, or like the comments, like that's people actually going there to try to see you. And then that's a little bit different because you actually see the person. Like you like now, sometimes you see people too much. It's like, damn, like you on there again. But back then, if you just had an exclusive opportunity to finally see Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, like you can't replicate that. These guys do well, you know what I'm saying, as far as what's going on now. But also with the invention of social media, when I saw, I always go back to the Beyonce concert that I went to, because that was the first concert I ever went to that I didn't get anything out of the concert. But everybody there, they were Beyonce supporters, and they loved the concert. Like, I've never seen anything like that. And I'm like, you must haven't been to any concerts. You know what I'm saying? But they were supporters, and they won't let her lose. So when she put out something, they just want to make sure that she does well. And she's this entity that was created. Not to say that she isn't talented, but it's so many people that was prior to her that were really like talented. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they really, you know, had that it's the voice, or they had the performance. Like it's just so much that they had, but it was just a whole bunch of it. But she was like one of the first people that I saw, like when it started going that direction. Drake is like that too. He put out like 3 albums recently. I listen, I try to give the man the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm anything that's questionable I'm giving him is good. It was nothing on there that I could give him credit for. Like there's a couple, I'm like, he just puts these like throwaway songs. And it sounds like he just, like when he rapping, now it sounds like run on sentences. He just everything.
But you know what he was doing though, right? He was trying to get off his label. He was trying to turn those albums to meet the label quota.
That's fine, but here's the thing: don't sit up here and this right here. These are like breaking records, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, he got the most #1 songs. You're like, out of that? Oh, come on, man. This the game that changed, man. The game ain't the same. You know. But I'm glad that you were able to see that. But just imagine being there. I remember Motown 25, seeing Michael Jackson on that stage, doing that moonwalk and all of that type of stuff. Because Michael Jackson had a glow about him. Like when you saw him, it's like he's different than anybody that you see. Like he's up here. Even though you got a whole bunch of cold dudes out, like it's just so many different albums that you can go get that you're gonna get some great songs. But no, that's that guy right there. That's the one. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you for acknowledging that, man. But again, last thing to say, Vail, last thing to say, I'm never going to get to the point where I'm giving somebody those type of accolades and they not meeting the mark. No, there's still some levels for you to get to. Don't think that you mastered this thing, because I've seen guys who are better than that. If you're trying to say that you're an all-time great or you was equally as good as some of these other guys, no, you got to go ahead and still continue to build and still continue to grow, still continue to learn. Don't sit up there like a fat cat, like you all listen all that. No. I've seen several guys that's at your level that wouldn't even consider all-time great. Now, somebody got to do it. You can't just sit up here and be like, well, that's what they do now. Like, no, it's just like guitar. I'm not. No, sir. I'm gonna always be that old dude who's like, no, whoa. Let's pump our brakes. You know what I'm saying? This is the standard. You know, you did okay. Yeah, Mikey Garcia, he was a like a good fundamental fighter. Okay, we just gonna give him that.
all right, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to DK is right, man. I know he had something to do, man. He went out, but shout out to him, man. Hopefully he's like and subscribe, man. He'll be here next week, man. We'll do it again. Boxing Learner, man. Shout out to you. G5 Jeff, that's my dude, man. They do some great work over there, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to Blaze, pound for pound. You know what I'm saying? He cool too, man. Shout out to Shelton, man, that was in here, you know what I'm saying, doing what he do. Shout out to you, Ty, and you, Will, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do it like we always do every week.
Yes, sir. Man, y'all fellas have a great rest of your week. Next week, I'll report live from Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana Beach. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, just remember, no crazy stuff. You know, my wife be watching these, man. So.
No, I don't do nothing crazy, man. I ain't that type of guy. I ain't that type of bull. But Ty, man, appreciate you stepping through, man.
Yeah, glad to be on, man. Good conversation, man. 4 hours almost, so good talk, man, for sure.
Good talk. Hit the like and sub. I see 10 people still in the building, so make sure you hit the like and sub. On that note, fellas, we out. Much love to you. Great rest of your week. Peace.